Here we are at that place, and who would have guessed it? Actually, and I know you're going to call me a liar, I knew the 49ers were not going to be, if anything happens to Jimmy Garoppolo, he'd be released, possibly, but for a trade, nobody's going to trade for a guy that doesn't know anything about their offense. You had to pay him $26 million with 5 minutes to go before the season starts. It was never going to happen! With that said, Jimmy G, NFL future refugee. There's Jimmy standing on a corner. He's got his little pan out. Yeah, spare change. Refugees is a bit over dramatic. You know, anything for a laugh. Because the thing is, there he is. Because the reason I say that is because where's he going to go now? Where is Jimmy going to go now? I'm going to pay him $26 million. He doesn't know anything about my offense. He doesn't know any of my players. There's no chemistry. And I got to pay him $26 million. I emphasize that part. I got to pay him $26 million. I paid $26 million for a guy that's going to be functional. He's going to come out there. I got a chance of winning something. I'm not going to pay him $26 million to come and sit out on my bench, hold a clipboard, and learn gradually and come in about week 8 or 9, maybe if you're ready, to come in and help us win. I don't see it. I never seen it. And I got to tell you something else, too. Look, you know what? As the clock ticks towards NFL opening day, the Niners haven't yet to find a trade partner for Mrs. Garoppolo's baby boy. We're back. Can you hear me? You hear me now, right? Okay. Anyway, the chances of any such transaction took a step back today, okay, as two potential trade partners, the Browns and Panthers, upped and made a quarterback exchange between their organizations. Tonight, we're taking your phone calls after going over the details of how the Browns and Panthers have apparently made their quarterback decisions that don't involve the Niners. What's your take? Woo! Shout out to Rowan, as he mentioned yesterday. He would be writing, and he did. He got it out, got stuff out today. But with Baker Mayfield, and I'm going to use him as a reference on this. With Baker Mayfield looking for a place to stay in Carolina, I've changed the wording some, but with Baker Mayfield looking for a place to stay in Carolina, he is most likely going to be the Panthers starter since he was acquired for a 2024 conditional 5th-round pick. Meanwhile, what is being assumed in Santa Clara is that the Niners are running out of options for Jimmy G, right? Save that of the option of releasing him, and they've said a number of times, I don't know how many already, they're not releasing Jimmy G. They're not going to just release him. So what now you're going to do? Still, many believe, including Rowan, my dude, that it is now likely that JG will be released by the Niners before the start of the 2022 season. To you and I, that makes sense, right? That's too much money. I need that money because we've already pretty much structured things. So we need to move this. We need to move this over here. We need to move this here. And we got to move this underneath. It doesn't, mathematically, it doesn't look possible. But I got to tell you, they've already said they had this budgeted. When they hired all these other people, Charvarius Ward and some of these other guys, I don't know where that money came from. I'm not, I'm not a math wizard by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm still wondering how they signed any of the people, including all their draft picks, and they had a many. So I'm saying, what the 49ers do is what they do. When you got Debo looming saying, look, y'all will pay me my money, I'm telling you right now, Debo, you have another year left on your contract. If they don't want to pay you, they might not. And this could get messy. So therefore, Jimmy, I know what you're thinking, but Jimmy probably does need to go, or else it's going to be a complete mess in San Francisco. There really is. Because now, if he comes in and competes with Trey, you're going to get mad, but I'm telling you right now, I don't think Trey can beat Jimmy out. Not a healthy Jimmy. Oh, and for the reasons being that Jimmy knows this offense and how pretty much to run this team. They've had major success with him compared to what they've had before, right? So Kyle Shanahan, I'm just trying to think like he does. He's going to maybe look at both his options and say, I'm not getting rid of either one of them. If Jimmy sucks, I'm throwing his ass out. If Trey comes in, if he comes in and he messes up, I got options. I'm not coming in here butt naked. I got a feeling that may be the case. Anyway, JJ is being cleared to throw soon following a shoulder surgery that took place in March, increasing the camp drama and begging the question, what is next for the Niners and Jimmy Garoppolo? The Panthers are no longer in the quarterback shopping mall. They left. You can see their car going down the road. Yeah, they're done shopping. They're done. So which team remains? Currently, as it stands, the Hawks and Browns appear to be the two teams with unsettling quarterback situations. The Browns are not okay. However, both situations come with a caveat. As Rowan has listed, the Hawks are likely to bottom out as one of the worst teams in the NFL of 2022, following the departures of Russie Wilson and Bobby Wagner via trade and release, respectively. True. No doubt about that. They could look to use 2022 as a rebuilding year and draft a rookie quarterback in what is expected to be a strong class in the 2023 NFL draft, completing a primary step in their transition towards contention. With the addition, Jimmy G to the mix would elevate the Hawks from complete trash, at least just a bit less than a below-average team. That, though, in turn, could turn around and bite them in the booty, too, because that could end up placing them out of the mix for a top quarterback. You don't want to win 3 or 4 games. Your magic number is 2 games max. We want to help them with that effort this year. Anyway, it only further hinders their rebuild with an aging head coach in Pete Carroll. And then there is the Browns situation. The Browns currently roster, Jacoby Brissett is pretty much the guy they're talking about a lot as their quarterback, with Deshaun Watson situation looking uncertain and probably going to go into next. Never mind. I retract that statement. I don't have anything to say about Deshaun Watson. But anyway, but the Browns are also on the hook for $10.5 million of Baker Mayfield's salary for 2022. It's about the money. Everywhere you look, it's about the money. I mean, somebody probably like to have Jimmy if they would have kind of got him a month ago, let him re-heal. Let him come through rehab and learn some things. People aren't going to pay that full salary. They didn't even pay for Baker Mayfield. That's not even much money. The Browns could carry the entirety of Jimmy Garoppolo's $25.5 million cap hit for 2022. What are the odds? About 1 billion to 1 that would even be crossing their mind. It's unlikely they would trade for him at that price point, given that they could be the frontrunners to sign him once he's released with their strong offensive infrastructure. See, that's the thing. If you do put Jimmy Garoppolo on that Browns team, it's made a lot like the 49ers team. They're probably going to be fine. Additionally, the draft capital would be a minimal coming back. At best, the Niners would have to eat salary in order to move Garoppolo, further signifying that a release is an option as of this hour. It is, but if I hear Kyle Shanahan say one more time with that look on his face that we're not releasing him, I'm probably going to believe him. My take on it is this, fam. Jimmy ends up staying in San Francisco. I'm starting to believe there was never any intention of letting him go in the first place. It's bizarre. The set of circumstances that took place, I need to go back and mark when I started tripping, because I started thinking, what 49ers? I think it was when Lynch came out and lied about the deals they had on the table for Jimmy. Was that to appease the public, or what was that for? And then we find out later there was no deals on the table. Maybe there could have been, but I don't know if the 49ers even want to discuss any. Reporters don't actually know what the 49ers are doing. We don't know what the 49ers are doing. Jimmy should have been, if you're going to get rid of Jimmy and you can't trade for him, why are you holding him? What is that for? It's only going to cause a little more unnecessary issues. Why would you do that? And that's when I started thinking, did somebody have a change of heart in the front office? Because I figure just like Jimmy's a very polarizing person. Just like between the fan bases, the reporters, even in the front office at San Francisco, they're probably sitting or in Santa Clara. They're thinking two different things, going in opposite directions. Who wins that argument? I have no idea, but I got a feeling that's what's going on. And I also think everything depended on how last season went. If Jimmy would have sucked, it came down and lost before they even got to the playoffs, this would have been done. Jimmy would have been gone. But no, it ended with the team battling the last drop of their blood with minutes to go with NFCCG. That could have been theirs. They could have been in the Super Bowl. How many teams can go to a Super Bowl or near a Super Bowl 2 out of 3 years? They just don't. So now you're messing with something that could be scary. Okay, get ready, Jimmy. Bring the kid in. Now what happens if we don't have the same success the next year? Here come the naysayers, and there's lots of them out there. Ooh, that would be rough. That'd be a PR nightmare. So that's what I'm thinking. Kyle wants to keep his options sitting on the bench. He wants them both sitting there. Jimmy comes in. He starts by chance. Jimmy, we're 1-4. Hit the showers. Same as baseball. Take the baseball out of his hand. Hit the showers, kid. Trey comes in. Cinderella finish. Everything lit. That would be the happy ending to the story. Kyle would be delighted. Man. And I know you don't have to give JJ any credit, but the fact remains it's tough to get just that lucky in 2 out of 3 years. It is. I mean, I've never seen a team do that. Your quarterback sucks? Does he? How did you get to where you are? Is it leadership? Is it the team built around him? What caused you to do that well in a league that has a lot of badass teams? That's just me, though. I want to know what you're thinking. Barack O'Liners is Jimmy going to either San Francisco or to the 49ers. The man's comedy is brilliant. I see. Hey, John, come on in, John. The ultimate report, 49ers ultimate report, John. John, what do you got to say on this matter?
What's up, Ronbo?
John, I'm looking at this mess, and I saw this building a long time ago, but I didn't really believe that the 49ers would let things get to this point. But what are you thinking?
I was having a conversation last year with some people, and they asked me, just a hypothetical question. The season did not even start last year, and I said my gut is telling me, don't be surprised in the 2022 season if Jimmy Garoppolo enters training camp on the team. And even though it was a joke, look what's going on right now. Okay, John Lynch, was saying, we're not going to release him, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. Kyle being who he is, and we are now in a very weird situation because all the quarterbacks in free agency got a home. The teams that we could have traded them, they have quarterbacks now. Baker Mayfield just went to Carolina, and Sam Darnold is still on the roster. They don't need no more quarterbacks. They also drafted a quarterback.
And they said they're keeping Sam, too. Yeah, the Panthers.
So then you look at teams like the Seattle Seahawks, do they really trust Drew Lock and Geno Smith? Those guys are not the answer at Seattle. Are we willing to trade them to that team? There's 3 questions. Will the Niners do it? Do the Seattle Seahawks want him, and does Jimmy want to be there? That's the question. Let's go to the Houston Texans, and I've been saying, they might trade him over there, but we are just, we're almost entering, training camp. I don't know if Jimmy has started throwing the football yet, and so this is going to be something that's going to be over the 49ers' head until we figure out what we're going to do. And there's no clear answer. And I know probably nobody wants to hear this, but how everything's going right now as we get closer and closer to training camp, what if he's there in training camp? That's the question. So we don't know what they're going to do. I personally would just release him because basically they bought the situation.
Yeah. Oh, well, I heard about the $7 million thing with the health. He had to pass the physical. But yeah. What is it? Why are you continuing to cultivate this madness? Why?
And then of course, people on Twitter, everyone's, doing what they do on Twitter. And I tell people don't go on Twitter because, it's going to piss you off because you're going to listen to some things you don't like, some things you do like. And at the end of the day, also, this is the media. There's no football. There's nothing to talk about, so we have to make stuff up. And it's just, it's a headache. Now, personally, I just want them to say, Trey's our quarterback, bye-bye, Jimmy. I want them to do that. I personally want them to do that because this is becoming ridiculous at this point. Because what if he's still on the roster and Kyle says, you know what, I like Jimmy. He does what he did last year and he, continues to do this thing. And, I don't know what the Niners are doing. It's just dumb.
John, it's either that or, as I was thinking, you're going to have them both. This way Kyle can feel secure. He can sleep nights quietly and comfortably knowing I got 2 pistols. I'm not coming in there with 1 gun. If something goes wrong, I'm switching weapons. I ain't playing. You got to realize this is like Kyle's won 2 out of 3 years. If he slides back into oblivion, for whatever reason next year, they're going to blame this move. It could be any number of reasons, John. It doesn't have to necessarily be the quarterback position. But this is what happens. The spotlight goes on the quarterback when things go south. It seems to be the case all the time, unless you got a really ragged defense or something like that. So Kyle's sitting there thinking, they ain't going to be blaming me for this. I got 2 guys, and if one doesn't work, the other one will. The fact of the matter is, Kyle, you're going to cause a rift from that. There's a byproduct to that. And that's going to be, that's not a good clubhouse, that situation. And I want the kid to be confident. Even though I love me some Jimmy, I do want Trey to be comfortable. I want Jimmy to go to a team that wants him. And that way he can probably be a little more free to do what he likes to do instead of running by the blueprint of Kyle Shanahan. And everybody be satisfied. It's not good. But if Jimmy goes into camp, John, I tell you right now, the 49ers aren't going to waste time with Jimmy running through camp and going through reps and everything else just to tell him goodbye at the end of camp on day 1. It's not going to happen. So those are the moments. After he passes the physical, if the 49ers continue with Jimmy Garoppolo, everybody needs to be put on alert.
Yeah. And, and of course, and the players, and, Travarius Ward, he was just joking around with the media, but he says, Trey's QB number 1, and then he just walked out. He just dropped the mic, and George Kittle. All the players are already saying, we are now supporting Trey Lance. We're putting our faith in this kid. We're putting all our trust in this kid. It shows you one thing about what I love about the 49ers.
Yeah, was this a press conference today or what? Where'd you hear this?
No. No, this was a while back.
Oh, okay. They've been doing that all season long. Yeah.
Yeah, it really shows you if it's a good culture. And even George Kittle, he spoke on another podcast, about, I don't know what it was, but he said, that he likes both his quarterbacks, but he says he understands it's a business. And George Kittle made it perfectly. If you're a younger, better player, we're going to go with the younger hand. And it's not that the Niners take Jimmy Garoppolo, but they know the writing's on the wall. And I think Jimmy doesn't want to be here no more because he made that clear because he hasn't spoke to the media in a while. He said goodbye, thank you, So
that's so true.
If they can't find a trade partner, John Lynch has to be a man and just cut him. Yeah.
And Jimmy has to make it also a point. Jimmy doesn't want, he even voiced that too. He doesn't want to, he said, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. He doesn't want to be in this situation. Tell him. Jimmy, just tell him. And then, your world will be better. Just let it, because he doesn't want to go through this again. And he shouldn't.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Anyway, all right, one last thing I have to check, my boy Michael, the Chicago, he's still talking more, and now he's saying it's going to be more than 31 points. So, Michael.
More?
Get your head out of your backside and be smart. We have a good team, and I wanted to say that.
Oh, my God.
But that's it. I'm done. I'm not even going to give him any more. Wow. Anyway, I'm done.
There you go. Hey, John, great to hear from you. I'll be back Friday. All right. Appreciate you, Phil.
All right, Ronbo, and it's Niners all day.
Yes. 49ers Ultimate Report. Check him out. He's right here on YouTube. Click on him and deal with Don Burr. And Michael's over there messing with him as well. He's under attack. Help him out. All right, John. Hey, yo, O'Donnell and T. Anisha.
What's going on, Ronbo?
I,
What's the
I,
dealio?
I wish I knew. You know, at the end of last season, before the draft, I thought the Jimmy Garoppolo situation was pretty much a done deal, right? I thought the 49ers would go ahead and do what they were going to do either before draft or during draft night. Then all of a sudden the shoulder came up, you know. And then I started thinking, you know, didn't John say he had some deals on the table? He could have got, well, he would, maybe Jimmy doesn't pass the physical if he went to Washington like they was talking about back then. John said, we got 2 deals on the table. Okay. Why didn't you take it, John? And then somebody said, well, Jimmy has a no trade clause. It's going to, okay. Now we get to this point, and all of a sudden Jimmy comes up with a shoulder. And we already knew about his hand. Nobody said anything about that. Now, here we are days away from camp opening, and the 49ers have already said almost emphatically they're not letting Jimmy go for nothing. So, and you'll never hear them entertain the thought, never once have they said we're releasing Jimmy G. I guess they don't want to do that. If you'd ruin your trade possibility, you can't say that anyway, you know. But you know, I think somebody's called San Francisco and said, "Hey, we'll give you a 4th-round pick for Jimmy this year, 4th-round pick for him next year. What do you think?" They should have for that. They should bite, right? I think the 49ers.
That's right.
Somebody's lying. I don't know who. Or maybe they're just bluffing. What do you think? Let me stop. Go ahead.
First of all, we're going to say one thing. We all know that it's the Yorks paying the hush money. You know what I'm saying? The Jimmy did not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's all the York family. You know what I'm saying? What they're going to do, they're going to, I don't want to say this to the faithful, but it's going to be a release of Jimmy Garoppolo more than a trade, because we saw what happened to Cleveland Browns when they traded your boy Baker Mayfield to the Panthers. They got only a 6th or 7th round compensatory pick in the 2024, not 23, 24. And they had to eat some of that money, which is $9 million.
Yorks ain't doing that.
We don't
Yorks
want that.
are not doing that,
yeah,
right?
We're not doing that. So what we need to do is you know, like you say, if we're going to release this man on a good note, get him out the way before training camp so your boy Trey Lance can be ready, but can't be going with confidence, man. We don't need the build up. We don't need the richest backup, dilemma that's going from the media. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see both on the roster, but it's not going to happen. You know, we got too many weapons that can compensate for my man Trey Lance. They're going to give him a chance, you know what I'm saying? But the way that this story is going is making both our stomachs hurt, you know what I'm saying? It's making everybody sick, and it's not healthy for the family. You know what I'm saying? Let Jim go. Do it now. Do not wait till training camp.
You know what? They're concerned about that $7 million. Okay, there's a clause in his contract that if he leaves in an unhealthy condition, they've got to compensate him with $7 million. Now, like we're talking about the Yorks and how they love money and they don't like to use any more than necessary. You don't want to have to pay Jimmy $7 million and tell him goodbye. We've already paid him, a lot of money. The contract got paid up in front a lot. So. And in fact, I don't even think the 49ers owe him $26 million. I think it's over. I think they paid him everything. But anyway, the thing is, now you have this issue, see? And cash is the king here.
Yes. But you know what, though? On that dilemma, that's, all I can say is thank you for everything, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? I want him to go to a competitive team because he's not a scrub, you know what I'm saying? He's actually a good guy and everything, but,
he just gets hurt
it's a time for a new chapter and a new day, you know what I'm saying? And it's the Yorks that's making this story happen, but, my boy John Lynch is not making it happen right now neither. I call him the biggest player of the draft and everything, but now he's starting to be like a poodle right now because he ain't saying nothing either. And he's making everybody suspicious, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, Ronbo, training camp's around the corner. The running game is going to be ready. The receivers is going to be ready. Defense is going to be ready. But it's our quarterback.
Sarah Costa makes a good point, though. They should have to compete for who's going to start next season to make things clear. But you can't really make that guy. Sorry, I don't know if you can do that because there's no real chance to test in practice. There is to some degree, but you've got to go with the original plan. I think at this point.
Yes. Yeah, that's true,
Definitely,
man. Yeah, as long as I mean, I really don't have no words on this one, Ronbo, you know what I'm saying? Because they really, as a fan, you know what I'm saying, it's like a heads up. If we do see this guy at training camp, it's going to make everybody out of whack. You know what I'm saying? We still haven't got Debo out of anything clear, you know what I'm saying, on him. So we don't need no more stories.
And don't let him be switching back and forth in preseason games. But you know what, Jonah? You also have the worry of you can't let Jimmy get hurt. This is why the option of releasing him is probably bigger than people even imagine. Because if Jimmy goes out there and gets hurt in practice,
Yeah.
It's right.
He goes in the preseason game and plays. He's hurt.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
can't afford
right.
that either. That may be the deciding factor.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's what we don't need, you know what I'm saying?
We don't want Jimmy to get hurt. We don't need Jimmy to get hurt. We just need things to happen so that way the game can get started.
Mm-hmm.
Best way possible, Ronbo, I mean, we're going to have a good running game. We got to start with the quarterback first, right?
Mm.
Jimmy G is a good commander-in-chief, man, but, it's the money issue, and it's the fact that after this season, it's to show the surgery, like you said. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't have to have surgery, he would have been gone. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? But
I just wonder why
it's just the way.
They put themselves in a position. They waited until the time they did. They didn't know about that shoulder before that day. And there's some really I don't like conspiracy theories going on. But what are the Niners doing? I'd really love to be a fly on the wall. What are you guys doing? What is this? What's the plan?
Yes. It's the biggest thing. Like I said, the NFL is full of surprises, and most of it's good, but some of it is bad. And this is the bad and the ugly part of the surprise for the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the outcome of Jimmy G of upcoming weeks. You know what I'm saying? And we as fans, we do deserve to know, if anything.
Oh, yeah. Definitely want to know.
We will, and then the raging will really start then. Because every year, Jimmy G's been, 2018. Ever since 2018, every year has been about Jimmy. One way or the other, there was always raging about Jimmy. There's always get somebody else, right? Meantime, they've won 2 out of 3 times. Because the thing is, Jimmy gets different treatment than everybody. Aaron Rodgers has been asked for how long, Brady's been the only man who's really worthy of full God-like worship. But Jimmy, there's the other guys that are losing all the time, Russell Wilson and all these other guys, and then there's the Jimmy category.
That's right.
No matter what he does, because in fact, for all intents and purposes, Donut, he's actually earned a spot to stay in San Francisco by just virtue of the record. But he has issues with staying healthy, and that's a risk. So there's all kind of things that come into his formula that you have to come up with a different result. It's just weird. So
yes, it is. But when it's all said and done, he is a winner, though, in my book. He is a winner in my book.
What we got to worry about, though, Trey can't come in here getting hurt. No matter what he plays like, that means it's somebody's fault in the organization. What is it with our quarterbacks going down in a heap every year? And that offensive line, are you worried about it? No, you know what? That's a subject. We will get into that later. I didn't realize our clock ran out because we can talk about that for 3 hours. We can't.
Exactly. The silverback going to talk to the lineman just like I said last night. Get it together or put the silver back foot in your butt and make sure it stay up there until you get it together. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to you, Ronbo. Shout out to Productions. And Tanisha would like to say hello to everybody and goodbye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Ronbo, and enjoy yourself and stay.
My pleasure, Tanisha. Always definitely necessary to have y'all in here every show. All right? I'll be back Friday looking for you.
All right. Thank you, Ronbo.
Y'all have a great night. There they are.
You
Good
too.
night.
Yeah, don't understand. They're leaving. They're coming back home in a couple of days. So, oh, here he is. This is Papa Dragon. Pop, give me some spin on this.
Ooh, yeah. What's up, Ronbo? What's up, production? Hey guys. Hey, let's keep the conversation going with that offensive line. Do we really think that they did all these wonderful offensive grind upgrades with Jimmy Garoppolo in mind?
I don't know how to answer that. I'm sure he needs good football players as well. You didn't mean the type of player they got, maybe?
My comment of offensive line upgrades was facetious, sarcastic, and
Oh.
duplicitous. No, man. It's like they're playing that quarterback Russian roulette because they got a quarterback that can run around and that moves around better in the pocket, faster.
Pop, on that though, do you think he's ready to be dancing around in the pocket? I wonder about that, and if so,
Hey,
wow.
whether he's ready or not, here it comes.
See, because he hasn't played any football now. If he's going to be out there scrambling around all day because of a poor offensive line, we got trouble. But go ahead, let me hear the rest.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I guess what I'm basically trying to say is that Garoppolo doesn't move that well in the pocket. Like a quarterback that moves well in the pocket is Tom Brady. A quarterback that moves well in the pocket is Stafford. A quarterback that moves well in the pocket is Dan Marino. These guys
And Aaron
move
Rodgers,
well.
the best of them all.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is kind of more cut from the cloth of your Josh Allens and your Trey Lances. They not only move, but they are a threat to run. So it's
On occasion, you rarely see Aaron take off, but Aaron is good at negotiating pressure.
I mean,
like nobody in the league.
Like 10 rushing touchdowns. Aaron can run.
He doesn't
but he's
do that
older.
though. Yeah,
and he's
wise.
He's older and wiser, and he's paid. So he makes a lot of business decisions. As long as his percentage completion is high, he's good, win or lose. That's how I kind of see him, man. Yeah. I don't see him as the guy that's just like laying everything on the line, just trying to win every game. Anyway, enough about him. The offensive line, all I'm trying to say is that the offensive line is that sometimes to move forward, you have to take a step backwards. I think that's this year. So ultimately, whatever happens with Jimmy G, it's if I'm the 49ers, I hold on to him. And you get through training camp and you don't play him in the preseason games. People want to see him work out. You can arrange workouts. But the only time I see Jimmy G really moving is if someone gets hurt. The quarterback market is a low supply, high demand market, right?
Especially calling.
Otherwise Deshaun wouldn't have got what he got. You see what I'm saying? If Deshaun Watson had like Jimmy G talent, he wouldn't have got what he got. You understand? And you got to understand that you're talking about a quarterback that can threaten you in multiple facets. Okay? And that is what you have in quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And you don't have to run a 4.5 because Patrick Mahomes runs a 4.8 too. What you got to do
it looks like it when he's running too.
Well, he's running against the grain. He's got good quickness. He's got good change of direction. He has all those things. And quarterbacks like Mac Jones don't. They're probably the same speed if they're running straight line. But the minute you ask the quarterback to like make a move on somebody or find angles or the fact that quarterback DBs have to stay on top of the receiver so they, Patrick Mahomes will overthrow, just don't throw over your head. There's a lot of factors in how he runs. But the point is, I think, is that the offensive line is a big question mark, but it's not a question mark for Trey. It's a question mark for the running game, which Trey will be a part of. And can he, make proper decisions and as far as like taking care of himself and taking care of the ball. That's what he has to do in this offense. He doesn't have to carry this offense. He doesn't have to throw the ball 30, 35 times a game. He doesn't. What he has to do is not turn the ball over. He needs to execute in the red zone. And he needs to convert third downs. That's what he needs to do.
So you're saying pretty much baby steps for the beginning.
I'm saying what I'm saying is that Shanahan does a good job of making quarterbacks look good. What he did in Arizona was a travesty to Trey. He put 83% of the offense on that kid's shoulders against the best team in the NFL at the time, right? So I think ultimately Shanahan's going to have to make Trey look good. And part of that is, put him in plays that he's comfortable with, roll him out, throw against the grain, limit, read half the field when you need to, run the football, play defense, play special teams. So I'm not worried. But all I'm saying is that the only way that Jimmy Garoppolo stays on the 49ers is if Trey Lance gets hurt. Right? But it's the same thing for the Texans. It's the same thing for the Browns. It's the same thing for New England. If one of those teams, or even Atlanta, because they all run the same system as Shanahan, if one of those teams lose their quarterback, they will be calling for Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's not just them. It's the Jets run the same offense, and so does the Packers.
And that's one other thing. They probably are banking on a disaster in some camp. And then, of course, Jimmy will be available. But you know what? They're still going to be asked if they can pay part of that salary. That is the booming, hanging sword over all of this, 26 mil.
Maybe they'll be asked because the situation we're talking about is like, DEFCON 1. That means that your season's on the line unless you get a quarterback in here who can play, right? So let's say that.
But yeah,
go ahead.
But every team has a backup, it seems, that they'd resort to if they got into that kind of situation before they'd spend a fortune like that. But go ahead. What are you to say?
Well, let me put you this way. Here's the deal. I think Jimmy Garoppolo, he's been paid, right? It's been paid he's got to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
So at this particular point, he wants to resurrect his career. And the best way to do that is probably going to be with a 2-year deal. So for him, if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to want to go to a place where I can improve my game. So I'm going to be completely open to restructure my contract. You don't think he'd restructure for Bill? Bill would sit down with Jimmy and be like, look, I can fix you. I can, put you back to where you need to be.
Belichick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Belichick,
yeah.
You'll sit down with him.
Yeah, he'd go back there in a heartbeat. Anyway, because that's what Tom used to do. Tom used to make sure that he's got plenty of players around him. I kind of think Jimmy might be a little bit of the same mindset at this point.
Yeah, if I'm Jimmy, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to go because I know that no matter what happens, I'm going to have a team around me, a system that I know, and a coach that believed in me, right? So I'm going to go there, even if I have to back up Mac Jones, because Mac Jones has limitations, and you really want to force Mac Jones to, make sure that he is playing at his best and actually ascending. And the one way to do that is to bring in a veteran quarterback. And if Mac Jones doesn't work out, or if he gets hurt and things like that, then you got Jimmy G. And like I said, Bill is 70 now. Bill wants to win now. I don't know. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Mac Jones. I just don't. Not the current Mac Jones. Now, if he
that was his rookie year, though. So, I don't suspect that he'll look like that in 2 years.
Rookie year or not, the one thing that was the biggest gripe against him was arm strength. And that showed up in those cold winter games in Foxborough. It showed up. He could not get the ball down the field. I'm talking like 15, 20 yards. He couldn't get it down the field with accuracy.
Well,
yes, that's why they passed.
I seen him hit Kendrick Bourne pretty far downfield on a laser-like accurate shot. Maybe every now and then, maybe he can't does do it.
Hang on a second. In the NFL, if you are an NFL quarterback and you throw the ball 3 times in a football game,
you got a lot of power left.
that's by design, Ronbo. I'm just saying that's by
Yeah.
design. So, like I said about him after when he came out, he needs to get stronger. I'm not saying he can't, but you just don't sit there on your laurels in the NFL. That was our mistake with the Jimmy G. We should have been bringing in competition every year, and we didn't do that. And you think Bill's going to sit there and just not bring in competition?
No, but I do think you're rushing Mac Jones as the Bill. I think Mac Jones is probably going to evolve. I don't see Mac Jones looking like Mac Jones. Even this year, I don't see him looking the same as he did last year. I can't imagine what it's like to be a quarterback in the NFL. That first year, that's got to be scary.
I'm just saying, I think he should improve, but I still think if I'm Jimmy G, that's a place on my eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
But again, we have his rights, so we're not going to pay $26 million for Jimmy, and if we can't keep him and install him as a starter, because that just wrecks.
Nobody's going to do that.
In the offseason, that wrecks the whole offseason.
No. And not only that, York's aren't going for that. You're going to pay him $26 million. He's going to back up who? No, he's not. No. You guys get rid of him or he starts. $26 million. Let me repeat that to you guys. $26 million. I'm not paying him $26 million for him to back anybody up. I guess Jab's going to say it.
They said they would though, right? They did say they would. Or he's budgeted.
Did they? Well, they said they didn't say anything about whether he played backup. They said they'd keep him for 2 years, and it was budgeted in already. If whatever reason they said, I forgot what they said. But
we'll know more when the season tickets go out.
I know, right? It's going to be interesting the next few weeks, especially August. My God.
Yeah, August hits, then you'll get a bigger idea of what's happening with the 49ers. But ultimately, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like, I think there's going to be some teams stubborn enough to wait until he gets cut, and then I think there's going to be some teams desperate. Yeah. There's going to be some teams that are going to get desperate. Atlanta might be one of those teams. They might see their quarterbacks and be like, "Oh crap, we don't have a real quarterback here."
Well, they got Mariota. I don't know that he's really looking that bad. I think they probably enjoy him at this point. He's got the maturity. He didn't look bad with the Raiders. Well, but like you said, it's all speculation. We'll see.
Hey,
Bob.
I'm from Nashville, man. I like Mariota, man, but he's no NFL quarterback.
On the blue waters of Hawaii. We got to go. Don't talk about Mariota. That's mean. Tony's from Hawaii. Bob, fam. Yeah. Okay. We got to go, Bob.
It's all good, man. All right. Well, look, Ronbo. Shout out to the Niners, man. We'll talk to you later.
Looking forward to it. Friday, let's see what happens. Because it's going to be, I got to feel it's going to be some more, really blockbuster news coming up Friday.
Tell the truth. Hey, tell the truth.
All right.
True. You're gonna be on on your Ronbo show. Jimmy G leaves. You're gonna be on here crying, aren't you?
No. I'm handling this situation very well. I was a little pissed off when they drafted last year for Trey. I've gotten over it now though. And would you stop it? I'm leaving. I'll see you Friday. And I don't. There's the big show with it. Don't mind that crying in the background. I'll read this. Big Show says, has Papa Dragon not seen Mac in Alabama? Dude can chuck at 20-plus yards. Another false line. Yeah, I didn't want to argue with Papa, but I've seen him throw the ball more than 15 feet or 15 yards. And Brock O'Neider also says, Jim, injury prone, Trey's first game, knee, and finger. See, that's why I said, I think Kyle's sitting there thinking, I got kid's been here for 5 minutes. I've already got him healing up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't find anybody who can play quarterback for 5 minutes without getting hurt. People blame my offensive line, but what the hell am I supposed to do? I can't play football. I don't play offensive line. I'd love to know what thoughts go through Kyle Shanahan's head. Hey, Liam! Hey, Liam! Hello, Liam.
Ronbo. What's going on?
We haven't talked to you I haven't seen your name flash up on the board in a long time.
It's been a while.
How you doing?
It's been a long time. Yeah. I'm good. I'm sitting outside beneath the stars.
There you go. And that's what it should be, That's what I'm saying. Sure. Kyle Shanahan's doing that, too, as he's laying on the grass there, looking up at the sky, trying to figure out
He's looking for the answers among the stars.
Liam, what would you do? What's going to happen here with Jimmy? You've almost got a dilemma about to happen. It's not a dilemma yet, But it looks like it's getting ready to be one.
It's a public relations media dilemma.
Ooh, good point.
I think from a football standpoint, it's a good thing.
How come?
Assuming they can keep the locker room unified. And I think this locker room doesn't have a problem with that.
Mm.
But the chaos in all this really comes from media and speculation. You know, I really think my reading between the lines of the communications, the language, I think the team really wants Trey to succeed.
Oh,
and
third round,
I think
third pick.
they're pumping him up, you know, but nobody knows, including them, what's going to happen. And I think Jimmy's in the wings. He's out of the picture, and I think that's fine. But if Trey doesn't pan out, if Trey gets hurt, it's okay, first of all. We don't want this to turn into like a Ryan Leaf situation. You know, we can turn it into a much better situation either way. And if Trey becomes QB1, we have Jimmy there waiting. That's a much better situation than going to Nick Mullins. I have nothing against the dude. He's a fine dude, I'm sure.
No, I think you got Sudfeld, which is, I don't think he's as good as
Right,
me.
I know. I meant, like, Mullins is gone. I mean, but it just, anyway, you know what I mean, though. Catch my drift. I just, my read of the players is like they're trying to talk positively about him, but no one's saying, like, with certainty that this guy is the guy, that this guy is the starter. And I think that's intentional. I think what they're trying to do, it's like sports psychology. It's like, give this kid a shot. Like, and I mean, everyone's talking about what he did in camp, like OTAs. I think it's like 7-on-7, you know? And it's like let's see what the kid can do when we've got, you know, everything in motion. There's a lot more moving pieces. And I think if you're a 49er fan, I mean, if Jimmy G stays, worst case scenario, you've got a quarterback on the sidelines who's wearing a cap, who's got a clipboard, who's taken us to the NFC Championship game 2 of the last 3 seasons, including 1 Super Bowl. So,
and Liam, I just want to.
It's not the worst situation to be in.
I just want to piggyback on what you just said about that,
they're
though.
going to pay for him.
But listen, here's the thing. You got the right guy for that, too. Jimmy would stand on that sideline with a smile on his face, cutting up with the guys. Jimmy Garoppolo is the most unique individual in that aspect that I've ever seen in my life. Here he is. He's QB1 for a while, but he's having to deal with what he dealt with. He never showed anything. He calls the kid when he gets drafted and says, "Welcome to San Francisco." Who does that? Yeah. Everybody else says, "It's not my job to train him." Okay, so or mentor him. Totally. Guy's amazing.
And people can say what they want. I saw Edelman throwing some shade recently about whether or not Jimmy wants to play hurt, this and that. I can't speak to that. But what I can say is the way he's handled himself with the Trey Lance situation, as you're saying here, has just been beyond exemplary. It's like if you could record the way this man behaved and you were to teach any existing veteran NFL quarterback how to handle a situation when your team drafts a young quarterback, this is how you do it.
You show him Jimmy G. You know,
this is how you do it. It's world class the way this guy handled it, and
absolutely,
I don't think that's easy to do, especially in this social media 24/7 gotcha media world where everybody wants to make their points and catch you out of context and make you feel like a dummy. And for him to just sort of brush that off and just say, "Look, no." I think, I don't think you can actually quantify how important that is because at the quarterback position, if like this team does not go that far, if he takes an extremely negative approach to that problem last year, there's just no way.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would have been a huge issue. And Kyle,
I want Trey to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have no, we just got to see what happens. And I don't know if the intent was to get rid of Jimmy. but he's here. He had a shoulder surgery. If Jimmy needed to get it, he needed to get it. I mean, there's no such thing as good timing. I mean, if the guy legitimately needed a shoulder surgery, like, what are you going to do? Guy needs to get a surgery. It's a surprise to the team. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Did you know about that shoulder? And why did you wait until now?
Yeah, come on.
That timing is pretty ironic. You know?
Yeah, come on. Don't play like that. Like, you think we're fools? Like,
Let me say, let's say we're trying to let it heal naturally. Since when does that kind of injury heal naturally? He's a quarterback, for God's sakes. You don't even run that.
I messed up my thumb, and I do push-ups every morning, and I feel it. It does. I don't think whatever I did to my thumb a few months back has not healed. And I swear to God, I tell my girlfriend, I said, I did to my thumb what Jimmy G did.
To us, hey,
it hurts.
Listen, you should go have the doctor look at that. You could need surgery. It's not supposed to continue to hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt forever and ever.
No, it's true.
It's supposed to heal. But yeah, I can't imagine what the 49ers are going to do, but I do know that Jimmy is a kind of citizen that they want. I mean, Debo, see what Debo did?
Yep.
You see how they're making him wait? People, well, you got to get rid of Jimmy first. The 49ers, so they look like they're in a hurry to pay. If they were in that hurry to pay Debo, or if they had a problem with paying him, Jimmy would have been gone a long time ago. They would pay the $7 million or whatever it was and sign Debo so he can stop it. But like you're saying, the 49ers want everybody to know who's in charge here, guys. Not you.
Yeah.
Come running up in here screaming and yelling. We'll make you wait until September 1st. And that's what they
do.
And
even Debo, like, what did Debo actually say publicly? Like, really? All of this stuff is just made up by people saying
media.
Stuff. And the guy's just a kid looking for a job, looking for a pay raise. And all this stuff starts being said about you. It goes on social media. You're a meme all of a sudden. You're getting retweeted a million times. Like, you're just doing a job, you know?
And Liam, this will, in the future, everybody else knows, don't be getting together with AJ and all these other guys before time to get paid and expect the 49ers to take that anything but negatively. And that's what I'm saying. You know, Nick Bosa is like...
I mean, he's a young kid. So if he did want more money, I could see why. You know, he did good. I mean, he had an amazing season. Like, it makes sense in some way. Like, hey, if I run a business, if I do something good for my client, there's part of me that's a caveman, and I get upset, or I become like, not like caveman, but I become like instinctual. I become primal. I'm like, hey, I did good. Like, I should get paid. Like, we're you know.
It's understandable.
I feel that too.
And like you mentioned about media, you don't put yourself in the circus by going in and cleaning off your wall. You know
what quotes
that's
do we
going to
actually
be
have from
seen.
Debo? What quotes do we actually have from Debo?
None.
Can anyone tell me?
I even wonder if anybody
we have like
his
these
account.
like sort of these like social posts where they're sort of like, I don't know, you can't really tell what he's
what
saying.
Debo said.
It's all indirect, you know. It's like he's just a young kid, like playing online, like having fun.
His mom, I think his mom said something. His brother said something, but you know they're going to say, Debo, you know, you people are talking on your behalf. We're thinking those are the thoughts that you've exchanged with them yourself. It'll be connected. You know, Liam, this is fun. We got to go. I haven't talked to you
all good.
forever.
Thanks, Ronbo.
Hey, thank you, Liam. Good to hear from you again. You got some time Friday? I'll be back. All right.
All right, sir. I'll be there.
All right. Night, yeah, this is always fun. And I'm wondering, is this the last year that we have to talk about this with Jimmy? But you know what? I figured this guy has drawn the most unusual dislike I've ever seen in any player. I have a feeling if we don't win the Super Bowl next year, we're still going to blame him. I really do. Edmund.
Yes, sir, Ronbo.
Edmund, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, man, we're just sitting there looking at this situation. And finally, you know, everybody's been watching Cleveland and Carolina. Yeah, everybody's watching because, you know, even if you're doing whatever else your life has going on, you're still so Carolina, Cleveland. People said those are the two teams that most likely will be one or the other that will sign Jimmy G. And what did they do? They made a deal between them two and left the 49ers in the dark with no flashlight. I said, whoa, what the hell just happened? Really? I said, if anybody thinks that Cleveland's going to say, okay, well, we go do this, and this. We ain't happy with this. Brissett, no, y'all know we ain't doing him. Let's call San Francisco and get that $26 million Jimmy G in here. That was never going to happen. So, Edmund, what is your spin on this?
I agree with a lot of what the last caller said. I mean, he was banging point after point after point.
Lynn's right. He's sharp.
I like the idea of Jimmy staying on the roster. I mean, look, man, you guys were talking about it to a T. Is if there's one guy who could make $27 million and would be happy being the backup, helping the kid every week,
he would.
It's Jimmy, and that's a rare commodity because we live in a world where the money matters, right?
And it's all about me. All about me, Will.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Durant. Look at Kevin Durant over there and all of a sudden going crazy. And then you got Kyrie Irving who started. I mean, the NBA is just full of divas. We don't have that in San Francisco, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And I agree with what he said. The locker room could handle it too, Ronbo. I just think, look, at the end of the day, everybody just wants to win on our team. I really think that's the main thing. Yeah, I mean, Debo wants to get paid, and I understand that. He really broke some records, and he did some things that no other receiver did. But at the end of the day, you don't see Kittle complaining that he's not in the top 5 of tight end catches, right? You don't see, you don't even see Debo or Ayuk saying we need to pass more. No, I mean, those guys are not living, but we want to win, right? And as long as we're winning, I don't see what the issue would be. I mean, even if we started losing, here's the thing, okay, Ronbo, I look at it like this. The dating scene, right? There's competition anxiety, right? Now, we saw how Jimmy had handled Trey being behind him, this hotshot rookie. Everybody was talking about him all year long, and everybody was saying, oh, he beat you out of camp. He did, But he's got all this athletic ability, right? He's got all these tools, right? We took him number 2, right? Almost a slap in the face, right? And all he did was come out, have a pretty good season, right? When we were 3-5, there was no panic from Jimmy. There was no panic from Shannon, right? Stay the course. We'll make some adjustments. And I think that's a good thing for Trey to have behind him, too, because
or to have experience.
Again, how do you play with the pressure behind you, right? I mean, look, we can talk all day long about Jimmy being overpaid. He earned that contract, all right? He earned that contract being better than any other QB that we had before him, right? He did. He earned it, at least in a little way. Now, did he get hurt? Yeah, he got hurt. But here's the thing that nobody's talking about, and I can't believe nobody's brought this up. When Shanahan had Jimmy G and Jimmy G got hurt, what happened to our season? They were done. Now, let's bring it over to Trey. If Trey's the starter and he fails and or gets hurt for a long period of time, our season is still intact. Shanahan's never had that before. I don't think they're so quick to let this guy go, man, because even though Jimmy makes a lot of money, he is an expiring contract. I mean, let's not act like he's signed for 4 years. This is the last year of his deal. And I got to think the Yorks are sitting there saying, you know what? If the object is winning, right, there's nothing wrong with starting a kid, seeing what happens first quarter, half of the season, seeing how it goes. Maybe he goes up and down. Maybe he's average. We don't know. But you have a fail-safe, right, where the offense doesn't just completely die because Nick Mullins is back there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the way I'm looking. I mean, if I'm a coach, I'm looking at it saying, okay, yeah, I can start Trey and he's a great new toy. But the one thing Shanahan knows, and I said this last year when we were 3-5, the reason that Trey didn't start, he doesn't know what he has. I know what I got in Jimmy. I know exactly what I got in Jimmy. So if I have to pick up that red phone, if I gotta get the Batman phone and I gotta make the call, then I know exactly how it is we're going to go about our game plan for the week. There's not going to be any surprises. I'm not going to see, him do something that he's not capable of doing for the most part. He's already got chemistry with all the receivers. Guys already want to play for him. So, to me, it makes more sense to just keep him there because, let's be honest, Ronbo, let's say they traded him tomorrow, all right? Let's say that report came out. They trade Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, so that $27 million, what are we doing with it this year? Nothing. We're not doing anything with it. Like, there's nobody out there that would say, man, you know what? If we have him, that's the missing piece.
Yes. Because Debo, contrary to what public opinion is, they've already got his money figured out. They're punishing Debo for the noise. Even though it may not have been his fault, he's going to get punished for that and made to wait like George and Fred.
Right. And he's got 2 years left on his deal anyway. He has no leverage. Like, I'm not knocking Debo. I get that he wants to get paid. I'm not
That's the
saying
fact.
That,
Yeah.
It's just that it's. I do think the social media posts didn't help him though. Like he didn't have to say anything. I'm pretty sure that your agent or you have the York phone number. So
and that's what they appreciate.
Me,
can you call or come in? What are you doing?
That's what I don't understand about. Like I know the social media. I get that it's part of the players' persona now. Yeah. But some of the things he was saying on social media, I'm just like, dude, you don't have to say that stuff. I'm sure the owners know that you just had a pretty special season. They know you're a young player. They know they want to keep you. Shanahan knows he wants to keep. That's why when they answered the reports, remember all the reports that were coming up. Well, Debo's going to get traded for 2 1s and a 3, and he's going to this place and that place. And Shanahan's like, Debo's not going anywhere. And anybody who, like I said, don't believe the media because I never thought Debo was getting traded. I don't care. He could have requested a trade, and I never thought Shanahan was going to move. Why? Because he's too good. Why would I move a talent that is unique to this league? There's no way. And
I know.
Going back to Jimmy.
Emilio, are you listening? Emilio said, let him go, we'll be fine. No, we won't. You don't.
Oh,
no. It'll be, I like Ayuk, but he's not a Debo. He's whoever he is, of which is yet to remains to be seen. He's good. But Debo, that's a game changer.
And I also think that that's part of the roster the Niners have built, right, is that we could beat you in so many different ways. We could beat you throwing. We could beat you running. We could beat you with defense. We could beat you on special teams. And then we have the potential to be able to combine all 4 of those things in one package. And that's part of why we win so well on the road is that we don't have a facet of the team that you could just say,
zero in on and beat up on.
If we take out the running game, they don't have any weapons.
Yeah, you can't say that about the 49ers. That's what I love.
No.
Edmund, always great to hear from you. We gotta go. It seems the phone lines are filling up here. Let me see you Friday, okay?
For sure.
Because we only get a call from you every few. I got a week's counted down. Usually, every 8th week, Edmund shows up. Don't make us wait.
Oh man, this guy. All right, Rob.
I'll be looking for you Friday, Phil.
Shout out to the faithful. Hey, Ronbo, no matter what happens, even if Jimmy gets traded, I'm fine with it. I just want it to be over with. I'm not.
Yeah, no, because it's irritating. All right, we'll see what happens. Yeah. All right, Phil. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Later.
Here's Edmund. And J-Ron, I never said otherwise. I wasn't happy with the 3rd round pick. I told you I wanted with that pick, but I knew I wasn't going to get it. I wanted Kyle Pitts. Period. Shabazz!
Ronbo!
Shabazz, here we are.
What's going on?
We got that news. It just, my phone, I actually heard the glass break. Psh, what? Oh, Cleveland, Carolina, what did y'all do? You were supposed to pick up Jimmy. No, we ain't go pick up Jimmy. We go ahead and get Baker mad-ass Mayfield out of Cleveland and bring him over here to Carolina. I said, you got to be kidding me.
Let's just stop with the shenanigans for 1 second, Ronbo.
All right.
And we think about all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. What franchise wouldn't want Jimmy G as their backup, including the 49ers? As much as all of us that ain't been Jimmy guys, including me, I'm gonna say it again. I'm cool with him staying because I think he would be a great help to the kid. I think he would be a great help to the kid as a professional. I think he would be a great help to the kid just knowing the playbook, just for confidence. Everybody keeps forgetting. That second year we had Kaepernick. Kaepernick had Harbaugh. He had been in the system 2 years, and he had Alex Smith in his ear every time he came to the sideline. So I like the idea of Jimmy G staying. I don't, hey, I'm not in a rush to pay Debo. Like they said, the Yorks do it their way. What, we going to quit being 49er fans? Hell no. So, and like you said, he's the best insurance policy. I wouldn't want, God forbid, something to happen in trade. Let's say week 13, and we got to rely on Sutfield. No, that kind of scares me. That kind of, could you imagine being in the season being 10 or 11 wins in? All the rest of y'all in the chat in the face, think about that.
I'd be crying
Who would be the
alligator
best
tears.
person that we can stick in if something did happen in trade? We don't want, not saying a catastrophic injury. Let's just say a high ankle sprain. That's the worst that we wouldn't have to worry about going into next year. But a high ankle sprain is usually, 4 to 6 weeks?
Easily.
Going into the playoffs?
That's what happened to Trent.
Right? So, right. That's what happened to Trent. So, no. If we end up keeping him, I'm not going to be the one crying and mad. And I'm not, and I don't think Trey Lance, for the professional he is, that sat behind Jimmy quiet and calmly, would feel some type of way sitting behind, with Jimmy Garoppolo sitting behind him. I don't think Trey Lance would have a problem with that. I just don't.
Yeah, they've got a great relationship with each other. I think they got all the respect in the world for each other.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about my shampoo that was in the shower.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's some lady complaining about her shampoo. What? Shabazz?
Yeah, no, that's my girl's sister. It's all good. Yeah, I muted that. No problem. I apologize.
No, it's funny. Because, the thing is, I've never worked in services of any kind like that. Well, no, I did in Kentucky Fried Chicken when I was a kid. But the thing is, when people come in and complain, it's always funny because you're paid to sit there and listen. But go ahead.
Yeah. Ronbo, I didn't know you worked at KFC. Shout out to KFC.
As a kid, they had to get rid of me. I was a junior in high school, and boy, we had a chicken good time that summer. They lost a lot of money that summer. A lot of that chicken was not accounted for.
But yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, just think about that. We digress, but we're coming back to the subject at hand.
Yes,
Jimmy would be the best person if Trey had a high ankle sprain, and we would imagine 10 wins in, 3 losses. That's 13 games with 3 games left.
Oh, that'd be heartbreaking.
I would want Jimmy. So, I'm not gonna sit and act like that this guy didn't do what he did. Now, we all blame him. You damn right, Ronbo. Every last one of them. Can't go on Jimmy. It's Jimmy's fault. Jimmy. But hey, if we don't get rid of him, I'm not gonna be sitting up crying like, hey, why is he still here? So, you have insurance. Everybody's supposed to have insurance. You're supposed to have insurance on your house, insurance on your car, insurance on your valuables. So if that's what they want to do, then hey, there it is.
Because, Nate Sudfeld, that's not a backup. I'm not sure why Nate Sudfeld has so enamored whomever he has. But if he comes trotting on the field, I'm going to go ahead and just look at that as game over. You know what I mean, Shabazz? I like to have faith and belief, but come on now. I've seen Sudfeld play. And Sudfeld will do all he can to help that other team. I mean, I've seen in 7-on-7s, he got the ball batted down. He's throwing INTs. Dante Johnson came over and was teasing him. I said, why is he doing INTs in practice with no pass rush? They're playing 7-on-7s. There's nothing but corners back there. Nate? No. Batted down a pass. The man is 6 what? I believe that dude is 6'4", 6'5". How did they bat the ball down? No, Nate.
Well, yeah, like you said. So, if keeping Jimmy as an insurance policy, like you said, we got 1 year. That way we can let him walk away. That way we can protect us from somebody like Seattle, God forbid, picking them up, Arizona, or even the Rams. You know,
hey, Shabazz,
because everybody likes to play dirty.
Hey, I just realized something. You just hit upon something that could be a thought, too. The 49ers, for strategic reasons, don't want Jimmy wandering off into the NFC West. Now, he can go somewhere else, but not the NFC West.
Right.
I don't think the Hawks would be willing to spend. They're not in a trade, but if they release him, Jimmy might.
Right.
Yeah, it's
right. So you're not gonna release him for somebody else to pick him up because Pete Carroll is the king of 49ers let you go, we'll take you.
They'd be having dinner for 5 or 6 nights in a row. Pete sitting there with 3 or 4 people taking notes and everything else. That could be, strategically, that could be very damaging, you know?
Right. So you got to think about all that comes into factor. So he's a great insurance policy. So everybody quit crying. Let the 49ers do what they do. Get your popcorn ready. Get ready for my our Niners. I'm sorry, I apologize to win 12 games.
Isn't it?
And get ready to eat your crow about Aaron Banks because Aaron Banks is going to have an all-pro season.
Ready for him.
He's going to have a great season.
Shabazz.
And as always, Ronbo, I'll check back in this weekend.
All right. Looking forward to that.
Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Leon and SoCal. Shout out to the people in Memphis I get down with. And as I leave it, as always, bang, bang, not a bang.
Have a great night, fam. Looking forward to Friday. Love to hear from you. That's Shabazz.
All right.
All right. So let's go to Kentucky. Area code 502. Come on down.
Howdy, Ronbo.
Howdy. And what is your name?
Austin Williams.
That's Austin Williams. Austin, come on in, man. You know what? You caught us in one of those particular programs where we stopped talking about what we usually talk about, and we started talking about Jimmy G. Austin, if you've ever heard this program before, you know I'm being obnoxiously silly. We talk about Jimmy G every other program, and tonight is really special because nobody knows, as we still have him on the roster, as Grant Cohn mentioned yesterday on his podcast, breaking news, Jimmy G is still on this roster.
Hey, I love Jimmy G. Personally, myself, Ronbo. Mm-hmm. I think he can win with the 49ers. He's proven that he's still a valuable asset to this team. I mean, he took the Niners to a Super Bowl. He took them to the NFC Championship game last year. And who knows? Maybe if he doesn't make that overthrow in Super Bowl 54 against Emmanuel Sanders, who knows? Jimmy G might have.
Lombardi 6. There's a lot of time left on the clock, though, that people don't want to talk about. Even if we get that touchdown, our defense had just stopped. Kansas City was doing pretty much what they wanted to do at that point. So, yeah, it could have been different, though. I agree. I'm a huge Jimmy G fan, too, so you're refreshing. A lot of people that call in, except for Shabazz didn't do that. But a lot of people come in and they don't appreciate Jimmy G one bit. In the chat, that's vicious. So, yeah. Nice to meet you, Austin.
I just think that Jimmy G gets too much hate. He's not a bad quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, he's not as mobile as maybe a lot of others in the league are, but he can throw the ball. I mean, he's got a nice deep ball. I mean, we've seen him throw deep balls with accuracy.
Austin, also, what Jimmy G does that a lot of scrambling quarterbacks don't do, he gets rid of that ball. A lot of people don't take that to be a valuable thing, but getting rid of that ball quickly, make your reads, get rid of the ball is good because your offensive line is less stressed. Receivers, when you're running wide open like that, you don't be taking all day to throw the ball where it's spot's supposed to be. There's really, I could argue about how good Jimmy G is versus those who think he's really bad for hours.
I mean, there's a case to be made for both sides, but I think there's a lot more cases to be made for the good than there is the bad.
You got my vote.
My thing is, and this is one of my questions for you, Rambo, is what do the 49ers see in Trey Lance that maybe they thought he should be the next guy in San Francisco?
You know, I can't put my finger on that. I know that they like the fact that he's big, he's athletic. Kyle may want to do some things that coming up. Also, I don't know if they really wanted to do anything more than what they're doing. This could be a blueprint. I don't know if they're going to renew in 4 years. They're probably going to be drafting a quarterback every year between now and the end of Trey Lance's career as well, or 4 years or 5 years. The 49ers I think they're looking to keep budget in place unless they get a real you got to be damn near Tom Brady from here on out to be able to get a renewal. Because if they pay Jimmy G now, they'd have to pay him the standard, right? That would be in excess of $40 million. I think they want to continue to build this team around a quarterback and not just the quarterback.
Well, my thing is, Rambo, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong or not on this, but you look at the division you're in. You play the Seahawks twice. You play the Rams and Cardinals both twice.
Yeah.
Those are some tough games on the road.
Yes.
And Jimmy G has went in there and proven he can win those games. Trey Lance, we haven't seen exactly him prove that he can win there yet.
Yeah, I think that's what Kyle's a little afraid of too. You know, he remember what he said in that game last year against the Cardinals? He didn't really know how to call the game, which is really strange because remember on that plane ride, everybody couldn't get over. Yeah, Kyle's diagramming plays right now for Trey Lance. Well, where were those plays, Kyle? You had a week to work with him. I don't know what's going on with Kyle and Trey. It's a very strange thing, and that look on Kyle's face is very telling sometimes when they're together.
And the thing is, when Jimmy G's healthy, the 49ers have always had a winning record, right?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. He may make a mistake, but you can believe they're going to win that game.
Mm-hmm. And I know the phone lines are busy, so I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm going to head on out.
All right.
If Trey Lance is the starter next year, is this team still a Super Bowl contender?
Austin, you asked me too quick. You know, I need to see more. You know what I've been saying this whole time? A lot of people who love Trey think he's going to be the next thing since sliced bread. I just want to see him play before I get that confident and comfortable. I need to see winning. I saw him play against the Texans, but the Texans aren't that good. I seen him play against the Cardinals, and it was a little early, so you can't make a judgment on him then. So I'm waiting to see, and we got a tough schedule coming up, Austin. If he can endure what's about to happen, he's my guy, too. I'll be right. I'll support him like nobody's business. I'm going to do that anyway because I want him to win. But I'm still concerned. I'm a little worried. I don't know if we're going to the Super Bowl.
I mean, if Trey Lance is the starter and he gets through that tough schedule, maybe that'll make a lot of people that weren't believers before into believers, or vice versa, depending on.
Immediately, if he can go through this schedule and have a winning record, if he gets to the playoffs and doesn't win, I'll be saying, you know what? Later for that. He needed this year. He proved to me he's got what it takes. Maturity will take him the rest of the way. We'll win to the playoffs. In fact, next year we'll win the Super Bowl. I'll be talking like that in a heartbeat. I just need to see something first, and then I'll be comfortable.
But I appreciate your time, Rambo. I know you're a busy man, so I'll let you get to it.
Austin, appreciate you too. Glad to meet you. We'll anytime Friday I'll be back if you got some time. I'll be here. All right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. And one more thing before I go.
Go ahead.
Go Cowboys.
That's why his name is Austin. Say good night, Austin.
You too.
Did he just do a gotcha? Bill, did you hear that? That was the best actor I've ever seen in my life. It was really good. Oh, hey, Jesus.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Seuss, man, we just got the news today. You know, everybody had Jimmy either going to Carolina. I knew he wasn't going to Cleveland, but I thought Carolina might be a possibility because they said earlier that they just didn't like the contract situation. So, you know, I don't know. This is really bizarre. I didn't know that we'd be going down to the last minutes away from training camp, and Jimmy B with the 49ers. I'm a huge Jimmy fan. I was hoping he'd be somewhere happy with another team and getting ready for the season, other than the Hawks, because nowhere in the NFC West. But you know, it's turning into a real fiasco. What do you think is up in the future?
You know, first things first, you know, shout out to Ronbo Sports and Productions. You know, shout out to my brother Eddie E, Niners by Nature, and shout out to Rome. You know, shout out to my 49er family. You know, Ronbo, all I gotta say, you know, the other day, I had to let that out of my chest. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I know what I talked about last time is different compared to this time, but you know, I'm gonna stick at it. You know, our future's looking bright. I'm confident in Trey Lance. I feel like he will get us into playoffs. I really do. You know, we just need an offensive line, and you know, our future's looking bright, man. We're gonna have our guys signed we're gonna have the same team, you know, big name players on our team for the next 4 years. You know, we're gonna have Kittle signed, we're gonna have Boza signed, we have Fred Warner signed. You know, we just need to sign Debo, you know, and Boza. You know, and we just need to start working on trying to get corners and safeties in our system, you know, because our secondary is just awful. You know, our front seven is really good,
Jesus,
you know.
Jesus, it's not anymore. No. They've done a lot with that secondary. You're going to see a different secondary this year than you've seen in the past few years. Them dudes, we got some players back there now. The offensive line, I can't give you the same positive on that, though. I don't know what that's going to be like.
You know, yeah. I'm listening. You know, it's just, man. You know, it's just I hope you know what you're saying. You know, it comes true because you know, Kwan Williams was such a big loss of us losing him. You know, I'm happy that we got Jason Verrett back, and you know, we picked up the guy Ward from Kansas City. You know, we have our boy
Ambry Thomas looked
Jimmy
good last
Ward.
year. You got a kid named
Yeah,
Womack.
Ambry Thomas was looking good.
Yeah, I got a feeling
Yeah,
Womack's
you know,
going to be
he's
good.
looking good.
Yeah.
You know, all I gotta say is just that, man, we need to step up on offense and try to get it. We got to step up on offense, Ronbo, and you know, and I hate to keep going on with the conversation about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not our guy. You know, the man is he's always either too injured or he just folds under pressure. You know, we need a guy who's gonna go out there and put up numbers and put up touchdowns. You know, we haven't had consistency in quarterback in the quarterback. You know, last year was good. You know, I guess Jimmy played decent, but man, you know, Jimmy is just not the answer for us. You know, Trey Lance. You know, I think we could get better years with Trey Lance.
The only thing I think that as a fan base we should appreciate the fact that of the last 2 or 3 years we have been relevant. Jesus, we were in the conversation as Super Bowl contenders. So to continue to beat up on the quarterback and whatever shortcomings we come up with, we won, Jesus. This is the only thing I don't understand why we have to keep going at him. Things happened around him that nobody talks about. I understand that you've got to put the spotlight on the quarterback when everything goes wrong. But Jesus, 2 out of 3 years, we were near or in the Super Bowl, right? Aaron Rodgers can't say that. Hell, even Tom Brady can't say that now. You know, so, you know, I think it's unnecessary to take shots at him and call him inferior. Trey Lance hasn't done anything for us yet, and we're praising him like he's the Thor. And this is the only thing I have an issue with. I hope he does well, but I don't think we need to tear Jimmy down constantly just to make it look like he's the next coming. You know what I mean? Is that really necessary?
Right. You know, and you know what? I agree. You know what? That's fair, Ronbo. You know, what you're saying is true. But what I'm going to say is Jimmy G doesn't get that credit just because it was our defense, Ronbo. You mean to tell me Rookie Boza, having our run game too,
He didn't play 1 year either.
Jimmy didn't. Look at Jimmy's numbers in playoffs, Ronbo. He hasn't won anything. You compared him to, you brought Tom Brady up and you brought Aaron Rodgers up.
Aaron's a
but the
perfect
thing
example.
is that those guys have in common.
Isn't he
Aaron might be the perfect example, and I respect that, Rumble. But the perfect example is those guys have gone to the Super Bowls and won one, though, at least. Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl. Jimmy G can't say that as a starter.
Jimmy G's
he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Been a starter.
He pulled under pressure
since 2018. You know what year this is? I'm saying Aaron Rodgers has had plenty of chances. Do we expect actually Trey to come in and start winning Super Bowls right away as well? It takes time sometimes. It takes all the stars to be aligned exactly right. It's not always the quarterback that actually should be the focal point of every loss. This is all I'm saying. True, he gets his credit to blame, but to decide just removing that one element is going to make a difference. Setting yourself up for maybe some heartbreak.
And I respect what you're saying, but Ronbo, Aaron Rodgers, does he look like one of those guys that he's never going to win it again, like Drew Brees? Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, and I respect that you're saying. But those guys at least won it, though. Jimmy G couldn't carry us in the Super Bowl when Kyle Shanahan said for us to run the ball. He wanted to get Super Bowl MVP to Jimmy G so bad, but we had Debo killing the Chiefs, getting 5 to 6 yards plus, us running the ball.
They didn't. So Kyle is the boss, right? So there's Jimmy, the nicest guy on the planet, doing what he's told. Maybe he was thinking something else. That's why I think Tom Brady would never had a chance to play for this team as long as Kyle Shanahan was the coach.
And Tom Brady's already getting up there in age. He called Wells Walker and he said, "Hey, man, I want to play with the 49ers. I will play for the 49ers." We should have just cut our losses with Jimmy and traded him off to the Patriots. And I know that we would have got our second back for Jimmy G.
But Wes Welker's not running the team. Kyle is.
Think
about that for a moment.
Definitely.
Bruce Arians was put in his place and no longer with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Belichick wanted to get rid of Tom and keep Jimmy. What we don't know is we don't know the whole story of everything. This is why we make assumptions sometimes that may not be all the way right. And that's why I get a kick out of Jimmy never responding to the noise. He knows what's going on. We go with our own biases and opinions, and we pin him on Jimmy. And he keeps smiling and keeps rolling. You don't have to give him credit for the 2 out of 3 years, but you need to stop blaming him for every time we lost. Because what I have a problem with also is when we win, it's the defense. It's the run game. But when we lose, it's all Jimmy's fault. Jesus, that's wrong. That is wrong on so many levels.
That might be wrong. But Ronbo, let's just face it, though. Jimmy can't carry us to victory when the game is on the line. We in the NFC Championship, how many attempts did Jimmy G have? How many times did he throw the ball? Not that many.
I don't know. I'm not getting into that because that's just too. You're picking on errors and things like that. What about the championship game or game we had to win against the Rams that Jimmy brought us back in? We were 17 points down, Jesus. Games go like that. Every quarterback's going to have an issue now and then. But you know what? We could talk about this for 5 hours. We really could. I really wish I could sit down with you someplace and we could do this. We got to go now,
Ronbo, Ronbo, it's all love, bro.
I agree, Casey. You're my dude, man. I've been knowing you for a long time. I know where you're coming from.
I love you.
I'm just putting a point.
I love you, bro. I just want us to win, and I want the guy that's going to be our guy.
And hopefully that is the case sometime soon because I'm tired of losing too. All right, hey, sis.
Right,
back Friday. Be looking for you, okay?
All right, brother, man. You have a blessed night, man.
You too, fam. Night, Jesus.
Man.
And there he is. Oh, it's B. Ham.
Plum Basic, man. What's good?
Yeah. The Jimmy Garoppolo situation, as we do every offseason, has suddenly hit the 49er airwaves like we do every year. And here we are. It's Jimmy,
Ronbo.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Ronbo, I'm tired of people. This guy that just got off here, he just said Jimmy G didn't do anything to lead us to victory in the fourth quarter, right?
Yep.
We was up 10 fucking points, Ronbo.
More than
you
that,
should
actually.
run the ball. You should run the ball and kill the clock. If the defense does what it's supposed to do, we're back in the Super Bowl. Why would you continue to go out here and throw the ball when you're already up?
And the offensive line was getting breached on every snap. They had all them Pro Bowl dudes rushing, and it was just crazy out there. I said, you know what? Jimmy's got a split second to get rid of that ball. If not, he's dead meat. But nobody cares about that.
I'm gonna say this, Ronbo. I heard the same guy say something about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Hadn't pretty much everybody that won a Super Bowl had a star receiver?
Yep. I complained about that for years. Yeah.
We as the faithful didn't even think Debo was a star, because coming into the season this year, Ronbo, if we want to the own faithful be true, coming into the season, goddamn, George Kittle was the best receiver we had. Debo just came into his own. Late in the season when they started giving him the ball as a running back?
Yeah, because he missed.
On, man.
He missed 2020 with injuries. He had his year last year. He was hot.
Oh, I'm saying, before we go out here and, you know what I'm saying, downplay everything that Jimmy G has done, which, you know what, if I'm Jimmy G at this point, I don't mind making $27 million sitting on my tail, being the backup with an earplug in my ear. You know, hey, but that's a good situation that we're in, because if Trey does mess up or he gets hurt, I mean, you at least know Jimmy G can come in and keep the train rolling. It's not like your backup. The backups we previously had was exactly what they said they were, backups.
Yeah, backups.
They come in, they barely win you a game and blow the rest of them. So, I mean, listen, man, the man never had a star receiver. He has never had a speedster, but we want to condemn everything he has done. I don't get it.
You're preaching to the choir. I've been feeling the same way. I said, Jimmy has had what for a receiver? He came into the league with two small guys. He worked them well. Next year, you got Kyle standing in the locker room saying, I need for somebody to step up amongst my receivers. He didn't have anybody. Then finally, he had a receiver when Emmanuel Sanders arrives. All he needed was one hot veteran, and that worked. So that tells me, you give him a better weapon.
And he used to throw the deep ball too.
To Sanders.
You got to think about it. He was throwing a deep ball because Sanders had more speed than Debo Samuel, and who else we had when we had him? Whoever
we had Marquise Goodwin,
had more speed than all of them.
Goodwin, Marquise Goodwin, but Marquise. Who?
And you know what? Had he was throwing that ball to Goodwin, we might have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's a difference, because Goodwin was the speed. So I'm saying certain things the man never had, and if this guy Danny Gray don't pan out, guess what? We got the same receiving core that Jimmy G had, so it's gonna be real interesting to see what Trey can do with him. And like I tell everybody is praising Trey, but it's NFC Championship at least. You got to at least get to the NFC Championship, because Jimmy G, let everybody else say, didn't do anything in the playoffs, but he always at least managed to get us to the NFC Championship.
And the games we lost
to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the games we lost, who had the lead with minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And well, if Jimmy could have got a first down, I said, you know what? I understand that, but God, the defense doesn't get any blame on this? God.
Come on, man. Come on. You can kill the clock. You kill the clock by running the ball, not continuing to pass the ball. You pass the ball to get back in the game.
Yes.
If you're up 10 points in the fourth quarter, there's no need to keep passing. You need to be trying to bleed the clock. I don't understand what some of these people are talking about or what kind of football they have been watching. But no, man, you don't do that. Think about it. In the Super Bowl, they said, well, Shanahan should have just kept running the ball. Okay. Ain't that what they said?
Yes. Or that little thing he was doing, him and Jimmy and Debo, then keep feeding Debo.
Right.
The Chiefs don't know what the hell to do with Debo. And we stopped.
Now,
okay.
Now in the NFC Championship, we kept running the ball, and now they said, well, Jimmy G could lead us to victory. He could throw us back in the game. Come on, man. We was already in the game. We had the lead.
We had a big lead. And the thing is, that touchdown that OBJ got was a result of we just screwed up on defense. Okay, we can cover for that. But Jimmy, my dude, Dub, what are you doing? 15 yards. Oh, OBJ had already made a reception too far downfield, and now a foul at 15 more yards. Into the end zone they go. I said, you know what? This is damn near scripted. Jesus Christ. The Rams are going to... God.
Yeah. But Jimmy Show led us back to comeback from 17 down in week 17, though. But that don't go accounted for.
No. No credit. When Jimmy does things good, nobody remembers that. If he does something bad, though, it's never forgotten. But yeah, we got to go, though. Let me see. I'll be back Friday. Always good to hear from you. All right?
Always good to hear from you, my man. I hope to hear from you Friday, man. Be safe out there, brother.
Looking for you. All right, fam.
With all this madness going on.
Yeah. This is what we do. All right. Night, fam.
All right, night, homie.
Yeah. There he goes, B-Ham. I wonder if he's in his big rig tonight.
Hey, Ronbo.
Beth, we got you a little earlier on than today. Usually, I see you around the end of the program. Yeah, Bethel, get in here, man. We're talking about your favorite guy.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Okay, because you know what? The 49ers have gotten themselves painted themselves into a corner, all right? Because what are you going to do here? You don't want to release Jimmy G because the wrong people might get him. And you don't want to keep him for whatever reason you didn't want to keep him in the first place. So, what are they going to do next?
They want to wait, and they want to release them as far as they can so nobody can pick them up. Because if you release them early, then, somebody's going to want to pick them up, and you don't want somebody on our side to pick them up. But before I say anything else, I want to congratulate our O-lineman I don't even play Madden, but he's the first lineman to get a 99 in the game. And that hasn't happened in history. That was Trent Williams.
Oh, okay. Because I seen something else where Aaron Banks is PFF. I gave him an 89 point something. What? And Trent was 96.
No, they gave him in Madden. Mm-hmm. They gave him in Madden 99, and he's the first old lineman to get a 99. Yeah,
Trent's a monster.
Congratulations to him for that. I think they even gave him a box and everything to go. Congratulations for doing that.
Well, he deserves it.
So,
Trent Williams is the dude is awesome. There's no left tackle in the league better than Trent.
Yeah. So another thing is that I praise Jimmy for everything he has done. The only thing is that a lot of us are tired of is, wrong mistakes at the wrong time. That's because if you remember, it was his fault that we went behind 17-0. And they were going to put Trey in there, but he started doing better in the second half that they kept him in there. So, that's another thing. And then plus, Kyle doesn't want to put Trey out there because he doesn't want to basically release his plans of what he wants to do with Trey Lance. Because if he did, he would have played him a long time ago, but he didn't. He wants to do it for this year. He wants to, put him out there this year. And another thing is that if people don't realize, this year we're playing the most Super Bowl contenders and we're playing the most playoff contenders. So this is a hard road for us. So, hopefully, we could win some of those games and, contend for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be adventuresome this year. And Bethel, that's the thing. For those of us who don't know exactly how Trey's going to deal with this is why we worry. Even a polished quarterback is going to get held out there this year in our schedule. We'll see, though. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And remember when we played the Cardinals, if Debo and Brandon Ayuk and his teammates would have helped Trey out, we would have won that game. But they didn't even help him out. Even Debo said it. Even Trey Lance didn't put him under the bus. But even the whole line said, even George Kittle said that they should have helped him out, and they didn't. So imagine with the backup that they have right now.
Yeah, he just got there. Everybody wasn't really familiar what he was going to look like in the game, so that was actually to be expected. Even Kyle was confused, which he should have never admitted.
Yeah.
My God, Kyle, he could have said anything but that.
Yeah. So, so that right there shows you with all this training, everything that's going on, he's, preparing him for what's coming up. And that's what you want, So, I'm thinking he's either going to get cut or he's going to get traded, one of those two. If he gets cut, then, you have some money. So later on, before the trade deadline, if, we need maybe one or two players, to get us over that hump.
Use that
Jimmy G money? That money to get somebody. To go all in with Trey. That may be an idea that they're thinking.
You roll that. No, I guarantee you got to roll that cash over. At that point, it's too late to bring somebody in to learn all they need to learn. We got plenty of guys in camp that are learning. At that point, they would be so far behind. Unless you go to mid-season thing, maybe. When the mid-season trade line?
It depends on who it is, because
who would you?
There's players that know his system.
Julio Jones.
It depends on.
Hasn't signed yet. There's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, they could use some, money to, get him in.
And he knows
Kyle's system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you bring anybody in, it's not probably going to be. That's going to be counterproductive. So you may as well wait till next season. I think the guys that got in camp right now, we got an abundance of talent. I don't know that we need to desperately start shopping with Jimmy G's money. You know what I mean? I don't really think it's that important because right now all we got to do is get our guys up to speed. The ones we have.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't do what they did to the Cheetah remember, we wanted him in our team. They let him go, and look what happened. You know, we needed, you know, somebody like him in our roster. And they just did a bad move, and they let him go. Yeah. Cheetah, was it Cheetah or was it that one guy that we let go that he was a real good run returner?
Oh, yeah, I know. Last year during camp, he was a good return man. We've been wanting a good return guy for a long time. We got one now, but yeah, everybody wanted to keep him. Kyle said he was one-dimensional. He can only do one thing. So and Kyle doesn't like that kind of player. So he'll let him go. Couldn't block.
Yeah, because I remember he went to the Bears and he didn't do nothing there.
Yeah, they cut him too. So maybe the 49ers were right to do that. But he looked good though in preseason though, didn't he? By the way, our time ran out. I'll be back Friday, and if you got some time, I'll be looking for you. You know this.
All right, Ronbo, like always, great show.
Thanks.
And I forgot to say this a long time ago for for the Rams fans that are listening. The Warriors, they barely got there, and they have a bigger fan base than you. They had a bigger parade than you, and that's embarrassing.
And they play inside of an arena, not a stadium.
Yeah. All right, Ronbo. Good night.
Night.
And let's go Niners.
Yes. So I just want to take a shot at the Rams. Rams put themselves in a position to get shots taken out of me. You got to get them. Victor A says, by the way, on that 17-point comeback against the Rams to get in the playoffs, Jimmy had no O-line and Trent was injured. That's right. Trent was on the sideline that night, wasn't he? So, yeah, Jimmy needs to get more praise than he gets. He gets all venom, except for those of us who will at least talk about some of the accomplishments. Hey, Steven. Steven.
What's that, Ronbo?
Thanks, Steven, for allowing me enough time to clown. I love to clown. Steven, you know, it's off season, and who do we talk about more than anybody else for the last 4 seasons? Jimmy
G. It's always Jimmy G.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you.
Well,
Every problem I have in life, I'm going to blame it on Jimmy G.
You got to blame Jimmy. I just realized, though, Tom Brady was actually the biggest topic of conversation that year. Jimmy was that afterthought. But Tom, we could have got Tom Brady. So Jimmy did take a back seat that year. But for every year other than that, it's Jimmy's fault. And we need to do something about that. And, we're going to get to the Super Bowl. We're going to get to the Super Bowl this time. We're going to have that quarterback that's going to make that play in the fourth quarter that Jimmy couldn't make, and we're going to win that trophy. Steven, I'm just clowning. Yeah, Steven, your spin on Jimmy G now, and I call him a refugee because I think it is possible he could get cut, but I see some repercussions on that aren't good for the 49ers. But what do you think?
Nah, if the 49ers cut Jimmy G, they're going to lose a lot of cap room. Because they have to pay him out like right then and there, including whatever back end he's got.
No, you got to cut him first. You cut him before the first game, I think it is. And no, he's not owed any monies then. Right now, he has to pass a physical, and you don't owe him $7 million. So if the 49ers are going to try to make a money clean break, that could be what they're waiting for as well.
It could be, but why? Oh, man.
You see, you're thinking the same thing I am. Why wait until now? It's way too late for this.
Damn late. And he could have went to North Carolina. He could have been with the Panthers, not Baker Mayfield. You know, there's a lot of things that the 49ers could have, pushed him to do because he still had that stupid-ass no-trade clause, if I'm not mistaken. And they could have hinted. They could have hinted, like, hey, Jimmy, you know what would be a great idea?
Well, remember,
your favorite color is blue, right? Blue and silver.
But John said they did, and I'm worried about John now in the future when he says things to believe it. Because remember, he said we got a couple offers right now in the pipe for Jimmy. Oh, okay, that was before the draft. I guess they're gonna get this done. And then the draft comes and goes. And then later, and remember recently we found out there was never any trade in the pipe. Never.
Nope. there was shit. There was shit. So I don't know what the fuck the 49ers next move was going to be with Jimmy G. I honestly, I really care less. I really don't fucking care.
Since it appears they might know what they're doing. I don't know. It's strange. Well, but Stephen, are you worried about the money? Most people are worried about the money.
I'm always worried about the money.
Right? We can't pay Debo. You know.
Oh no, I don't even give a fuck about Debo. I'm worried about Nick Bosa.
Stephen, you're relaxed, aren't you? He's the most relaxed 49er fan in the empire now. Because Stephen, as long as you don't worry about these things, Stephen, you'll be fine. It's true.
Exactly. I mean, really, like we could. Oh man. If we lose Debo, I know the fan base is gonna go ape shit crazy because we let Debo walk, but we kept Jimmy. But I'm more concerned about Nick Bosa because Nick Bosa is what makes that.
Steve, Debo can't walk. He has time left on his contract. Debo's doing the only thing he can do, complain, because he still has a year left in his contract.
Yep.
And the 49ers can sit back and just ignore him if they want. And if he wants to sit out the season, they won't do that. But that is an option that they're at their feet if they want.
It is, but then it would hurt his trade value or whatever value he did get, and it would lower
hurt
his
the 49ers
contract.
too.
His next contract. Yeah,
Stephen, we need him. Debo can play. I don't. These people, everybody say, well, I don't care about Debo. Yeah, you do. You need to see us without Debo first, and then get back to me. That's what I want to. I've told people. Emilio knows I'm talking to him too.
I mean, I don't know, Ronbo. I really think that the years without Debo was a different type of 49ers. I mean, really, if you think about it. But now, would I say, that kind of offense without Debo was better with Debo? That remains to be seen, But if we do lose Debo, I'm pretty sure we have a solid enough,
team to
running back / wide receiver room that can cover that. It's patchwork, but we're never going to have someone like Debo, and that's okay. Now, if we lose someone like Nick Bosa because we decided to keep Jimmy, and we couldn't pay.
People need to stop comparing or thinking Jimmy has anything to do with these people. He doesn't. Here's the thing, though, with Debo. You notice during the game, whenever he gets the ball, how your heart starts to race. He's going to make something happen every time. We got other players on the team. George Kittle, same thing. I need my heart to keep racing all the time when certain people get the ball. Ayuk, not so much for me just yet. You got to have certain guys to make this offense continue to look like it does. I'm campaigning for Debo.
True. I mean, really.
But you're right. We might be able to recover.
Yeah, we're always going to be able to recover one way or another because that's the 49er win. We always recover.
So,
And the next part about it, too, is that, I don't know, Ronbo. Now you got me stressing.
I feel better now. The rest of us in the Empire are stressing. You're part of the family. You need to be concerned, too.
I wasn't really worried about Debo because I get so tired of hearing about him, but I'm like, God damn it. I can't see a 49er future without Debo.
Really, because Debo's a bad boy. That dude, man. I love it when he gets the ball and they haven't tackled him on the reception. I said, they made the mistake and let him catch the ball by himself. There he goes. Oh, D. Oh, God. Guys, pick up that dude that Debo just ran over and get him to the hospital immediately. I love watching him play. So,
I'm excited to see how Drake Jackson's going to do, though. I'm excited for all my rookies. All the rookies that are on that team, I'm super excited about it. Now,
we do have some
that also means,
don't forget about Gary
Jackson. It's just that's the person I want to see, is Drake Jackson. That's the one that I want to see, and it's the one everyone wants to see how he does and how he stacks up to Nick Bosa. Granted, Nick Bosa is a seasoned vet by now, And then who do we have? What was that one dude? That one random ass name that you mentioned about a couple calls ago? It was a corner.
Oh,
Was it a
Womack?
corner or was it a safety?
Womack.
Is it Womack?
Womack's got a corners are fine.
Womack
I'm worried about the slot. And Womack's got all the tools, it seems, to play that spot for us. I don't know how high a level he's going to play, but we'll see. Stephen, we've had way too much fun and ran out of time.
No worries, Rambo.
I'll see you Friday. And stay calm and cool. I love it. Stephen's not worried?
I will. I'm not worried at all, man. I ain't tripping about this. Honestly, I just, like I said, if we win, we win. If we don't, well, we'll cry about it later. But,
but we will cry about it.
We'll win.
All right, Stephen. Have a great night, fam. Looking forward to Friday.
All
right. Night.
Looking forward to Friday, Rumble.
Hey. There he goes. And we talk about Elijah Mitchell, yeah. Hey, well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show. Come on in, Show.
What's up tonight, Ronbo?
So, you know our favorite subject each and every year. It's that man who also does a lot of modeling, works in Chippendales when he's not busy doing anything else. Jimmy Garoppolo. Also going to be auditioning for Superman or the next Bond. Because nobody wants to see him play football. Show, would you please explain to people how Jimmy Garoppolo is not useless and that he has been instrumental in the wins we've had and made us a Super Bowl contender every time he's healthy. It goes without saying.
Hang on a second, hang on.
I know, I thought you were flying a plane there for a minute.
I live near a military base.
Okay. They drove that plane right through your living room.
But Super Bowl, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want a Super Bowl trophy again. I've never had the experience as some of the old timers here have here. I repeat that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making to sound like a broken record. One of the very few youngest fans on here, and I've never experienced that before, and I want a Super Bowl, and we are so close to being a Super Bowl winning team again. And Jimmy Garoppolo is plenty capable of getting us there again. And that's the reason why I don't know why people want to get rid of him when we're a quarter away from winning the championship game, and we're a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl again.
Injury. All we were was an injury this year.
Rid of him.
You know? So that's the problem. Can we keep Jimmy healthy going into the last few weeks and into the playoffs and throughout the playoffs? I really wish Jimmy just find a way not to get hurt, but he does.
That's mainly the reason why we drafted Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Just to light a fire under Jimmy's ass and say, look, hey, either stay healthy or get out of here.
So, though, you know what's so funny you mentioned that. That's why I was proud of him last year, extremely proud of him, because he was out there extremely hurt, and he kept right on going. And we got all the way to the end of the road and in. I know Jimmy had nothing to do with it. Jimmy didn't have anything to do with it. I don't care. He was out there at the time, and they did get there. That's all that matters to me. But go ahead, Joe. Let me stop interrupting you. Go ahead.
Look at the defensive line. A lot of the guys we brought back are on one-year contracts. The depth pieces that keep our defensive line fresh and healthy. And, I mean, we're ready for a Super Bowl appearance again, Ronbo.
I agree. It's going to be rough.
I don't know what fans understand about that.
No, it's...
And with Jimmy Garoppolo being an insurance policy, that's ridiculous. He is not going to be a backup.
It's going to be interesting what Kyle does in training camp. Because as I mentioned, Show, if Jimmy gets hurt working out in training camp, the 49ers would be screwed. They got to keep him now, whether they want to or not, because they got to pay him.
Yeah, my heart was filled with so much joy when I saw that news today. I just started listening to Twitterverse, and it's funny reading Twitter.
I know, right?
All the meltdowns that
I
go
got
on
the
there.
news from
and
you. I didn't know anything
reality
about that till
kicking in the ass.
I saw your tweet. What? Oh man!
But
Baker
yeah,
Mayfield has finally got his way.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I want a Super Bowl trophy, and Jimmy's the capable quarterback right now on our roster that can get us there. And if you all remember, we didn't have a backup for Jimmy Garoppolo when we drafted Trey Lance. So as long as Jimmy Garoppolo is on this roster, he is the backup that can actually do better than Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard combined.
So that's so I don't know if it concerns you as much as it does me, but listen, that's what scares me more than anything. If Trey Lance is good, okay, but what if he gets hurt? Sudfeld, Purdy, I don't know. Purdy, I know nothing about other than he looks a little bit like Jimmy was out there, but I know about Sudfeld, and I do not like what I see.
Purdy's experience, I have more faith in Purdy than I do Sudfeld.
See, I'm telling you, man. Oh God. Sudfeld.
I think the quarterbacks on our roster are going to be, I think the big on our roster are going to be Jimmy, Trey, and Sudfeld. Sudfeld is going to get cut, we'll say $3 million.
Yeah. I wonder if that was guaranteed what they paid him, though.
The way I see it is I think they're going to restructure Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, and then Jimmy takes us back to the NFC Championship game again this year, fully healthy. Then we'll get more out of him the following year. And this contract is a team-friendly deal.
Can you imagine? Well, I picture winning the Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo happens to be standing on a podium holding up the trophy with all the people that hate him crying their eyes out. And the 49ers announcing...
Be patient, 49er.
Yeah, I know. You can't win it all the time and right away. But the 49ers decide to extend him in the lives of so many people. They'd be on suicide watch.
Fans have got to be patient, man. This kid can not even win a car right now. Super Bowl winning team to an unknown commodity. He's to a Fortune 500 company to some idiot frat boy who just graduated college from Harvard about running a business. Come on.
Yeah. You know, and also this is an experienced team. I also have an issue with changing this position with a team that's already been together for a while. I don't know how that's going to look or how it's going to work. I mean, if we were rebuilding and had a new team, we came in with a new quarterback, fine. But man, this is strange, especially
Williams
off where we went to the championship game.
Williams and George Kittle have no time right now to waste on an unknown commodity. They know Jimmy Garoppolo can take him there. They want a Super Bowl ring and they want a Super Bowl trophy before they retire. Because Trent doesn't have that much longer with us.
Well, he's bought into the program. But, I mean, George Kittle and these guys. In 3 years, this window's going to start to shut. So you're going to have to start rebuilding, getting new pieces in and stuff like that. And they got to form.
We're going to have to start looking for another left tackle, which is hard to find.
So I wanted this unit to be left alone until let them finish. Okay. Anyway,
we have unfinished business, Ronbo. That's why we brought these guys back on 1-year deals again. We have unfinished business to do, and so
we're gonna find.
So does Jimmy Garoppolo. So does George Kittle. So does Trent Williams. Super Bowl trophy, or do you want to see a flashy, shiny object?
Maybe. Well, you know what? We got to be patient too. Let's see what he looks like. Maybe he's okay. I don't know. I'm not, but I need to know before I decide I can relax. Yeah, we got it. Oh, I don't know. But so we got to go. I always appreciate you. We'll see you Friday. All right. So, because he was breaking up there a minute ago anyway. All right. Juan Rankin says, Ronbo, we all know how much you love Jimmy. Damn right I do. I don't hide it. But boss man, he just saying it. I don't know about that, but it's Trey's turn. I don't know about that either. That's what worries me. Jerry says so. Niner, hashtag Niner gang. I hope so. But I just look at other rookies, and I just think, my God, is he better than the rest of these rookies around here the last few months? I hope so. Of course, they didn't have the surroundings that Trey has. I do feel better about that. Anyway. Hey, Rowan, get in here. Rowan Chakravati. Come on in, Rowan.
How are you
49ers
doing,
Web
Ronbo?
Zone. Rowan, just, doing great. A little nervous now. I don't know what the 49ers are doing now that Cleveland and Carolina did what they did. Although I knew he wasn't going to go to Cleveland. The only chance they had was with the Carolina Panthers. And what did they do? We're going to hire Baker Mayfield. Okay, guys, how much to pay? Well, Browns, they want him out of there so bad they helped us pay his salary. Oh, God.
Yeah.
They weren't going to do that in San Francisco. So.
And I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense because Jimmy Garoppolo has not passed his inflection point yet, right? The only time we're going to really hear serious Garoppolo news is the day he passes the physical and starts throwing the football. He hasn't started either of those steps yet, although it's expected he'll resume throwing within the next week or so. I think it's a week or two was the timeline. And so the point is, you've got training camp coming up in 2.5 weeks. Every team wants to know who their quarterback is and have some knowledge to pass to their quarterback. I know you talked about it at the very beginning. I watched the early part of your show, and I know you talked about how it's important for quarterbacks to understand the playbook before going out there and training camp on the field. And if really you can understand a playbook, but the only way to truly know whether you gauge the playbook or not is to implement it and to go through reps. And right now, unfortunately, there's one quarterback that can and one quarterback that couldn't. The one that could was Baker Mayfield, and I think the Panthers got him at a bargain price. Do I think they've done well with their quarterback situation? Hell no. I think they've absolutely botched it for the past 3 years, which is why I don't think they're going to do too well this year. I think they're still a losing record, but you only pay $5 million for Baker Mayfield, and you're paying a conditional 2024 fifth round pick for Baker Mayfield. That's not that big a price at all to fetch. So,
and Rowan, they've got their draft pick waiting in the wings, and they're keeping Sam Darnold.
Exactly. To them, it's not a big deal, right? Because you've got you're essentially reversing roles, in that you're going to have a starting quarterback on a backup salary and a backup quarterback on a starting salary. So overall, you're not paying that much, right?
Nope.
Sam Darnold, the combined cost of their entire quarterback room of those three quarterbacks is less than Jimmy Garoppolo himself.
So see, that's why I said that price is not feasible for any GM. It's just not.
Right. And also one other reason why it is a little harder to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, the reason that the Browns ate $10 million of Baker Mayfield's salary is because they were going to be forced to pay Baker Mayfield regardless. His salary was fully guaranteed, the entire $18 million of it. So for them, it's not like they're paying $10 million. For them, it's like they're saving $8 million, right? But for the 49ers, Garoppolo's salary is non-guaranteed. They can either pay $0 or $24.2 million, right? It's not like they're paying $24.2 million regardless. So for them to eat salary, it's not them saving money. Instead, it's them losing money because they have a choice to pay $0, unlike the Browns.
Which is really, really bizarre. Rowan, that's why I keep asking, Niners, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, all of us are counting this as we know how much he gets paid, yet you're still clowning around with this, and this, and this. So if you're going to do this, why would you wait this long?
Right. And, I mean, it's really just because of Jimmy Garoppolo. His decision to have shoulder surgery 2 months later instead of having it right after the season ended changed the entirety of it.
I do have a question on that, though. Do you have confirmation on that was Jimmy's idea?
I mean, I don't have confirmation, but just based on how it's gone and based on how Garoppolo, essentially it was Garoppolo trying to play the market to his favor, right? Because the 49ers had all the cards in their hands. They can send him wherever they want because Garoppolo's no trade clause vanishes on the day that Garoppolo's trade would have become official. So they could have sent him to Houston.
Ron,
They could have sent him to. Yeah, go ahead.
But my only question on that is, don't you have to pass a physical to the team you get traded to? And he goes in there with that shoulder. Is that going to work? I mean, okay, in that case, now I can apply what you said, though. Get the surgery done early on. And I
have heard that the 49ers did want him to get a surgery in January after the season. Garoppolo elected to try and rehab it without surgery for a month and a half, and then chose to get surgery a week before, a week before the season started. And so this entire timeline essentially gets shifted a couple of months forward, which obviously makes things easier because you have an entire month then before OTAs to see, can Garoppolo throw the football well? Can Garoppolo get back to his old self? Because then it's obviously easier once you have a product in front of you to see for teams to trade for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep wondering.
Yeah,
and the 49ers don't seem at all
like a misplay on both sides, right? Like the 49ers and Garoppolo.
Yeah, because the Niners don't seem at all uncomfortable with that whole scenario. Jimmy waits until now. Now he goes. And that's when I thought they were in cahoots. I said, well, Niners, but you just cleared that up for me because I was wondering, didn't somebody suggest Jimmy get that shoulder taken care of immediately? And then he tried to rehab it on his own. And if I'm the 49ers, no. Well, listen, Jimmy, we need you to do this because if you don't, and your manner of trying to get that to work doesn't happen, then we got a big problem. I would have been emphatic if I was trying to get rid of Jimmy to go get that done. I would have gotten on his last nerves, So that's why I'm more, this is very strange. There's money involved here. There's lots of things being affected here, Jimmy, if I'm the 49ers and I really want him out of here. So, but let me, I'm sorry, go ahead. Give me some more.
Yeah, and I mean, the one other thing, right, the 49ers right now, they still do hold the cards. Garoppolo might not be traded, and Garoppolo, at least for the moment, might not be released, right? As I said, it depends on the physical, but I could foresee a path where the 49ers keep Garoppolo, don't play him, and release him right before week 1. How does that help them? Well, if the fear is that he'll go to a rival team, guess what? A rival team isn't going to sign a quarterback and immediately throw them in the field 1 week before. Like we said, we need to integrate the playbook in. You need to get them involved with the system and get them reps, right? And you can't do that with just 1 week at a time. So the 49ers could release Garoppolo right before the season to the point where he might not find a legitimate suitor where he immediately starts that harms the 49ers. That could be a potential thing. Does it do right by the player? Not necessarily, but it does right by the team, which is the most important part.
He ends up in Seattle, Rowan. He really does. And you know why? Because Locke or Geno, the Hawks don't care about. If they can get Jimmy, they do. And they get rid of either Geno or Locke.
Actually, I don't know.
And then you let Locke continue or Geno. You get Jimmy up to speed, maybe 6 weeks or something like that. He came into us and learned something really quick with a bunch of rehearsed plays. Now all of a sudden, depending on what they have, because they got 2 still Pro Bowl wide receivers. I don't know who's going to run the ball for them. But that's pretty much, I don't want that. They got a good tight end, too.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing that I'll say against that I wrote in my article, right, is that the Seattle Seahawks right now are a team that's going to be one of the worst in the NFL, if not the worst team in the NFL. Adding Jimmy Garoppolo changes the entire narrative that you've done this offseason. If they wanted to compete, they would not have released Bobby Wagner. They have the cap space for it. They wouldn't have done the move. They wouldn't have let DJ Reed walk. They wouldn't have done certain moves that they did, including let their top offensive lineman, Dwayne Brown, walk. Instead, they're transitioning for a quick rebuild to get a top draft pick because they have 2 top picks. They have the Denver Broncos first-round pick, and they have their own, which they can use their own to draft one of the top quarterbacks in next year's class, a strong quarterback class, and then get another impact player with the Broncos first-round pick, and then use other picks to kind of fill out their roster. If they sign Jimmy Garoppolo, however, they probably fall out of the top 5. They lose out on one of those top quarterbacks, and they set themselves back even further.
And I fully agreed with that when I read it. I just don't want Carroll doing what he does. The guy is just disgusting. So anyway, Rowan, always great to hear from you. I can't get enough time with you. I tell you what, we're going to go. I'll be back Friday, though, and let's see what else you come up with between now and Friday. You master of the media. 49ers web zone. He's Rowan Chakravarthi. Rowan's always got his finger on the pulse of what fans are thinking. That's why I like him so much. Rowan.
Thank you, man. Thank you, as always, for the praise. And, I'll catch you soon.
Looking forward to it. Have a great night, Rowan. And Tony, Atlanta's Tony.
That's not Atlanta's Tony, Ronbo.
Oh, that's what they got up here. Tony, get in here. I always love when you come in with that reasonable tone and everything else. Tony, lay it on me. You know what's going on. We got Jimmy Garoppolo because the Panthers and the Cleveland Browns said, listen, Niners, you may as well stop looking forward to anything we're going to do. We are definitely not coming over there. So, it's hilarious.
Look, I mean, everyone talks about the NFC Championship game. What about the one before that? The one that got us into the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Who did we beat to get into the Super Bowl? Green Bay.
Yeah.
37-20.
Yeah, that's Jimmy doesn't get any. See, Tony, that's the thing. Jimmy doesn't get credit for those things. It was all about everything but him. Don't understand.
There's not many quarterbacks. There's not many quarterbacks that can walk up to a legend like Aaron Rodgers and what's his name from the Saints that retired?
Oh, Drew Brees.
And Drew Brees, and say to them, "You've never beat me in a playoff game."
I forgot about that. And by the way, Tony, that you mentioned that game that everybody still blames Jimmy for, and a little bit Juice for not, because we didn't stop short of the goal line and run the clock out. Jimmy battles way back and made some big boy throws to get us that touchdown. Nobody remembers that, though, but they still blame him for losing the friggin' game. And that's why I stick up for him. That's just wrong.
And, as far as not many people can walk up to the legend like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees and say, "You've never beat me in a playoff game." How about some of these Jimmy G haters sit down and organise an appointment with Aaron Rodgers and say, "Do you like playing Jimmy G in the playoffs, brother? Do you want to play him again this year?" What do you think he's going to say to you? No, I hate playing that dude.
Well, like was that Smith? Who was that says Jimmy didn't have that game was all about Mostert, that last one. But this one, you know what's so funny, Tony, that you mentioned the Green Bay games? There's always some bizarre circumstances that involves the whole team. You got Mostert's show in 2019. Last year, the defense was straight nails. I don't have to give Jimmy credit for that, but I do wonder why he has to be still damned for the whole thing.
And as far as people saying that he can't, going into a team, he came to our team mid-season and won 5 straight.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not like he can't go into anybody's team and not win. But
we can prove that.
The Mostert thing, we should never forget that Raheem Mostert's got a axe to grind against our team now, because he scored 4 touchdowns in that game, right? And got us into the Super Bowl, and we got rid of him, Ronbo. And where is he now?
I know.
So the next time we play against Raheem,
he's gonna have his best game.
It's gonna be a show to watch.
We play him this year, too,
right?
Tony. Oh, I don't want to see that.
And with big ass, what's his name? Fat ass.
What position?
Deebo Samuels.
Yeah.
All right. I love Deebo. I'm just having a go at it.
It's okay.
But I believe what's going to happen there. Shanahan's going to say, "All right, you want to run out? You want to go out in the backfield? Go out there with the rest of them, and tiptoe through the tulips. I'm going to replace you. I'm going to give your old position to Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is going to take over what you used to do. And when he sees
Juwan Jennings just racking up the yards, getting the ball all the time. Because remember, Ronbo, Shanahan is an expert at lighting a fire under your ass.
He is, isn't he?
He is. I believe he is, and he'll do that to Debo and make him and think. And Debo, he'll make Debo think, and Debo will say to himself, "Shit, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just kept my mouth shut." And then he's going to go back up to Shanahan and say, "Hey, coach, listen. All right, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. All right, I made a mistake. All right, give me my position back."
Tony, with Debo, I do wonder what he's going to be like when he gets to. I don't know if this has left a bad taste in his mouth, but he's going to come in this year, and I figure, provided he gets that extension, and I guess he's going to get it. I think he's going to try to prove something this year because Brian Ayuk worked with Trey all season long so far. It's going to be interesting to see if he still starts to be WR1.
Listen, from your mouth to God's ears. I hope he does. But we all know that Shanahan, all right, we've cut some superstars. Look, we've gotten rid of, Raheem Mostert, Breeder, the list goes on. He's not scared of pissing him off.
That's true.
If you tread on Shanahan's toes the wrong way, he'll get rid of you.
Yeah. Remember Carlos Hyde?
If not, at the very least, he'll do what I said to you he'll do. He'll put you in the dog pound, all right, so that you can realise the mistake that you've made and wake up to yourself. And then when you approach him and say, "Look, coach, what you did to me was probably valid and relevant because I now know I stuffed up, all right, and I'm willing to make amends, and I want my old job back."
Because you know what? You're right. Matty B, I understand him and Kyle had words. B.A. and Kyle had words last year. You look at Dante Pettis. Your doghouse, he was in it. Carlos Hyde got put in it. When you look back at the track record, everything you just said can be visual proof is all out there.
It's all out there. All you have to do is gather the evidence, mate.
So you don't want to piss him off.
Gather the evidence. And Jimmy, you think Jimmy G gives a shit about what we say, Ronbo?
Oh, God, no. If there's one guy
the guy's got $120 million. There's chicks out there singing songs to him like he's Biggie Smalls. Jimmy, 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 can't you see it? You work to get the type. We love your flashy ways. You can play with our titties any day.
Don't have to come up with that. That's hilarious. But, it's true. But, Tony, that's the way Jimmy is anyway. He could give a rat's butt. I mean, you can see Jimmy, people talk about him, the media's tearing him apart. He gets in front of that microphone, does the press conferences, big poop-eating grin on his face, answering questions and walks out. And people hated him for that, too. I said, that's why I like this guy. This dude is cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Rombo, what do you think? Why do you think George Kittle is upset because he doesn't answer his calls?
He loves
Kittle's
him too.
Going, "Bro, come on, man. Cut a brother in on it. You're not going to answer my calls? I thought we were pals, bro."
And he was visibly upset. George wasn't playing. He was really hurt. I said, "George, would you go the hell up? Be a man in front of that camera." Oh, God. Tony, I can't. Oh, the clock's up on us. Tony, I'll be back Friday, though. Looking for you, huh?
All right, brother.
Oh, God.
Shout out to everyone. And see you in the next chapter.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, God. Yeah, I thought about the Godfather, Marlon Brando. Remember that when his son-in-law came in there? That part is really good for me, Godfather. And I really think that I should get that part. Brando looks at him, slaps him. Bam, bam! What you want to do? I want to be a man. You gotta do that to George. Oh, my God. This is all we need. Let me read this first, though. Kyle got rid of Trent Brown. Trent Brown, another example, our best pass block. Rudy, don't be rude. I'm trying to read here. Kyle got rid of Trey Brown, our best possible right tackle. Thanks, Joe. That's so true. Kyle does not. Don't piss him off. Yes, Rudy.
I'm sorry. How you doing, Ronbo?
Rudy, it's preseason. Yeah, I'm fine. Doing great. 3 months from now, I'm sure I'll be in a different mood. Hopefully, it'll be good. But right now, doing great. I suspect that you have some Rudyisms to come in since I attacked you on Twitter. Actually, that wasn't an attack. I was just chuckling.
Oh, well, I didn't see that. What did you say?
Oh, that's okay. You go in there. You know how you put McVay up with some of the most legendary managers of all time and coaches, and said one of the as Rudy put it, one of the only active Super Bowl winners still out there. You know. And he put Belichick and Arians and some others, and all of a sudden there was McVay. Rudy, Rudy, do you ever feel like you actually go too far?
well, Ronbo,
McVay doesn't measure up with those people that you put him in that photo with.
I saw it, and that wasn't even my post, and I didn't even realize it. That active coaches, he's gone to 2 Super Bowls, and all he does is win, and he's the youngest head coach in NFL history to win a Super Bowl. And, we would have won in 2018 if we actually could have got something going on offense. But that is what it is. A loss is a loss, a win is a win. But, I just wanted to call in. I tried to call in yesterday, and I guess I called in too late. I couldn't get in. I thought I was in.
No, we know it was you.
And,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have let me in.
But go ahead, continue.
Ronbo, I got to tell you, like I said, this has been a magical year last year. Everything, Les Snead and the guys, people think that we're being arrogant or that we're being, a lot of people say we're delusional.
Well, I agree with that.
But you have to understand something, last year, like I said before, Matthew Stafford thought we had a running game. Akers gets hurt right before preseason. Robert Woods gets hurt halfway through the year. In the championship game, Higbee goes out. We're down to our 3rd string tight end in the Super Bowl. OBJ goes down. We still win the Super Bowl. It's basically a Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp show. We still win the Super Bowl. It turns out Ramsey, the guy that my guy Tony from Atlanta likes to try to goof on, it's hilarious that he doesn't like him so bad. He's a top 3 cornerback in the league, an all-pro. And last year, it turns out that he was playing with 2 impaired shoulders. He actually had surgery a week ago, and he'll be back for camp on both of his shoulders. So he's also a dog. He doesn't complain. He's not a diva.
But one question, Trevor Marks wants to know, who's protecting Stafford's blind side now? He's going to say something about that.
Well,
that note.
I'm glad that you said that because
I know you are.
There's a lot of misnomers. We drafted Note Boom in 2018 to be Big Witt's replacement.
Yeah.
Now, Note Boom is going to be a really good left tackle. He played for, as a matter of fact, he already played for Big Witt when he was hurt 4 games and played well. And so, as a matter of fact, remember we were talking about how Big Witt is being like a coach in practice, the OTAs. Mm-hmm. They're actually, the offensive line are at his garage working on technique with Big Witt. Just serious? Found that out today. So we're looking good. And then with Akers, I know that you like Cam Akers. He's going to be from day one. We're going to have a running game. One thing that I wanted to let you guys know, and I know that you guys like to make fun about Stafford throwing interceptions or whatever, but I looked it up. And I'm not comparing the quarterbacks, but I'm comparing the stats, right? So bear with me. Joe Montana's best year, 31 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And he had Roger Craig running the rock. And he had the fullback. I can't remember his name, but, the Niners had a good running game. Matthew Stafford, year 1 with McVay, getting used to everybody. Remember, we don't play in the preseasons our starters. Cam Akers is down. We got Sony Michel, and Henderson's always hurt. Without a good running game, 41 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions off the pace of Joe Montana, 17 picks. That's amazing.
Wait. So, what was Stafford's mark once again?
41 touchdowns, 17 picks.
Okay, and what was
without
Joe?
A good running game? 31 and 13.
Yeah. I've always said, sometimes, and I can even give you this, apply this to you. People get carried away with the picks. Like, defenses are paid to do that, and they're going to get it done sometimes. What's worse is a quarterback who's afraid to throw the ball. All right, so I'll give your boy credit for that, but he still should have lost in that game for that one pick.
Like Ronbo, like for us, we got the win, we got the Super Bowl Lombardi. We don't really care what anybody says, but for me, it's a little irritating that Stafford doesn't get any love. All those years in Detroit, right? Horrible teams, right? And then he comes to LA, wins the chip. Imagine the pressure of a guy like that. Everything's on his shoulders, right? Everyone's saying he's not going to do it. Then all these injuries, right?
I got a
Tom Brady.
Question. Yeah. Okay. Why do you say Stafford never had nothing but bad teams?
Well, the three teams that the good teams that he had, they went to the playoffs, but they weren't good enough to win. So, it is what it is. I mean, look at the year that Cooper Kupp had. Would he have had that year with golf? Hell no. Would Calvin Johnson be a Hall of Famer without Stafford? Who knows? Probably not. So it's because of the quarterback. And you guys were talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. We had our own problems with Rodgers, the way things have matched up. We had golf mostly with him, but against him, but Matthew Stafford, he was the guy that broke through, and he beats Tom Brady regularly.
Next time we talk, I want you to give me the Jared Goff stats of touchdowns to INTs. Do you know that already?
No, I don't have that in front of me. No, but he's got a pretty decent record as well.
I know that's what I'm saying. But although Jared Goff was not completely fearless. Whenever we played you guys, it was funny watching him cower.
well,
Stafford.
We had Gurley.
I'll give you that. Stafford doesn't care about the rush.
Gurley, when we had primetime Gurley, he was a problem. But okay, so Jared Goff, 126 touchdowns, 63 picks in his career.
Yeah. So anyway,
but I just wanted to come in because I heard Philly Bill yesterday talking about, what history do the Rams have? And I wanted to inform you.
That was your MO today, huh? Okay.
Well, I wanted to come in because I've said this before. The Rams were the first team to have an emblem on their helmet.
Yeah.
Pete Rozelle came out of the Rams front office. Tex Ram, the Cowboys GM, came out of the Rams front office.
Listen.
The Rams had the first two black players, Woody Strode and Kenny Washington.
Just pull his pants down and blow him already.
Rudy, we're out of time.
Man,
Jersey,
right in them horns. Horns up, blow them all. Get out of here, Rudy, man. Sorry ass.
Oh, by the way,
hey. Fuck out of here.
Well, first of all, who's this?
Listen,
don't worry about it.
Rudy.
No, you're supposed to say like this. It don't matter what you think. You're a second placer, last placer.
Okay, that's it. Hang him up.
Hey, Rudy. You better watch your mouth, boy. I know you in Riverside, boy. I'm in Moreno Valley, homie.
I'm in Riverside.
I know you are. I'm in Mobile. That's 5 miles away from you.
Oh, boy.
You guys have a
5
showdown?
miles away from your bitch ass.
The keyboard warrior. Know your place, know your role. Get off the phone.
Rudy Romero. Everybody find his bitch ass.
Yeah, find me. I'm at SoFi Stadium. I'm the guy wearing the Super Bowl gear. But anyway,
the horns up in your ass.
Before we were rudely interrupted by this guy, I just want to give you a prop. These keyboard warriors, keep it up. You're the same guys that are giving Jimmy G.
Go ahead, say it because we're out of time. Go ahead. What?
You don't want blowing Cooper Cup.
All right, listen. Anyway,
Ronbo, these are your guys. These are your guys, Ronbo. These are your guys in your chat.
You in a Niner chat, fool. Fuck out of here.
Hey, brother. Let me ask you a question. Were you at the NFC Championship game?
Is this the last call? It was when you're going to go.
Let me ask him this question.
I hope it is. Get him off the phone, Robert. You got a fucking sorry-ass quarterback that's throwing a punt.
Jersey, let me get him on the phone.
You want to get 15 minutes of fame. Why don't you
go ahead, Robo.
Go ahead, Robo. At the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
Rombo, ask him that question.
No, I'm not. Rudy, say goodnight. I can't believe production let you get away this long. Rudy, we'll see you Friday.
All right, Rombo. All right. All right. Have a good one. Have a good night, man. And you too, man. I live rent free in your head.
Oh, see, he's got to go out with a pun. See,
You
Rudy,
want to give me head?
next, Rudy. Good night, Rudy. All right, Jersey. You were raging. It was impressive.
I can't stand this dude. I can't stand this sorry ass fan coming up here, Ronbo. Start your own show.
But you know what? That's why I kind of like Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro, even though he's obnoxious, he's usually around about. Rudy likes to let you know that he's enjoying the fact that we're under his feet. And he goes it and he nails it home over and over and over. Anyway,
Ronbo, you see how this fan base is with Jimmy right now. Can you imagine if Jaquaski Tart caught that punt of a pass from Matthew Stafford? They wouldn't have shit to say right now.
I know.
They would be on Stafford's ass right now, the same way they're at Jimmy right now.
Isn't
that what Will always said about Jimmy? He throws punts.
Yeah.
That was a flat-out punt that Kwaski dropped.
You know, it's just unfortunate that it had to be Kwaski because you know what, Jersey, Kwaski's, I've seen him miss INTs before. His greatest INT was the most difficult catch I've ever seen when he went up against Cam Newton and made that one-handed grab high in the air.
On the 3-yard line?
Yeah. I just, damn. That is just, but throw the ball right to him and it hits his hands and he just can't hold it. He's had plenty of opportunities to make picks. So, you know.
They'd be calling for Stafford's head right now, the same way they did with Goff.
Oh, yeah.
Had Duke caught it.
Yeah, he'd be meat. Because you know what? Kwaski's got speed. He'd have taken that ball all the way down, probably in field goal range at minimum, right? And the 49ers could have ran around the clock. We would have scored some points. And more than likely, the Rams would have been in desperation mode and start throwing up Hail Marys. And like Stafford loves to do, and we'd have picked his ass again. You know, it's just the momentum swing on that one play. And then you got my boy Dub, who goes down. OBJ makes a reception deep downfield. And then Dub smacks him on the ground because he's been trying to get even with him for how long? What week was that we played the Rams? And the refs, 15 yards, Jimmy Ward. You know better than that. You know. And oh, no. Into the end zone they go. Damn it. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to understand, how did we decide that everything that's wrong with losses is that one man named Jimmy?
Some bullshit. It's funny how when you bring up the shoulder and the finger, we're making up excuses. But why Trey didn't start? Oh, he had a broke finger. Well, did you not just say that about Jimmy? Come on, stay consistent.
You know, anyway, I tell you what, Jersey, one thing I'm not going to do, if Trey has problems this year, the last thing I'm going to do is come in ragging on him about every throw he makes, ignoring all the good ones, blaming every loss we get, if we get any, on him. I don't understand that line of thinking, never did. It's just bizarre.
Well, again, the kind of fan that I am, it's like I don't like the shit that's going on with Jimmy because it's bullshit, the argument people come up with. Now, Trey, if he screws up, which I think he will, but you have to give him the factor of he's a rookie still. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him that. I can't say that he's going to be absolutely flawless. Who has ever been flawless?
Thank you.
Nobody. Not Joe Montana, not Brady, not Rodgers. Hey, it's going to happen. INTs are going to happen. That's why, I mean, Show's my dude, but he keeps thinking that Trey's is going to be a complete flop. I don't want him to be a flop. But
no, Show doesn't want him to either. But he anticipates it because
you don't know him like I do, Ronbo.
You know what the thing is? But listen, the thing is, Jersey, you know, he hasn't got enough reps in his lifetime. And I'm not talking about just high school and college. He just doesn't. And to expect him to come in there and just raise hell on day one, it's asking a lot. And I don't have anything against him. I hope he does well. But my God, are we asking for too much?
I mean, I've heard Josh Allen, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I mean, you guys, good Lord. you do know if he's not a fraction of any of those players. I mean, that what amount of pressure are you putting on this kid? Seriously.
Hey, and the thing is, those guys, Allen came in struggling his first year badly. I thought he was a bust, but I knew he hadn't had any time left. And then you got Papa Drago says Mac Jones hit his peak already. I said, you know, guys, we need to stop. Okay, I understand you don't like Mac. Everybody don't like Mac Jones. But I mean, I don't know anything about Mac Jones. That's what I saw from him. He didn't have a few highlight reels. But I don't know that we should just judge him as going to be complete trash because we didn't pick him. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I remember the whole argument about it, again, because I don't watch college ball, so I just heard everybody
moaning and groaning.
We get Mac, we're writing. I was like, I don't, what's wrong with this kid? I don't get it. What happened? I don't know anything about him.
He had an all-star wide receiver room. I understand that, but he still had to get the ball to him. You know, also, I think the biggest percentage of 49er fans wanted the kid in Chicago.
Fields.
Yeah. So
I mean, you know me, I didn't want a quarterback at all. I wanted Pitts, but
you would be
if
both,
I had
Jack?
a choice between all the quarterbacks, between all the quarterbacks, I probably would have went with Fields, just from what I saw. But that's just me.
We could, you know what though? We couldn't have got Pitts. He wouldn't have been last. And we traded up from what, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't going to get Pitts at 13. But you know what?
I don't think we would have got Lance either.
Well, you know what? No, we weren't going to get Lance at 13. You know what's so funny though? Because it was Tony says that the Falcons had their eyes on Lance. I can believe that. Because the Falcons were, I didn't know that Matty Ice was. Well, you know what? He is getting to the point where they probably wanted to get rid of him or let him go on out to pasture. But yeah,
I don't know, Ronbo. Seriously, because you got Lance. I mean, you got Lance and Fields are both the only mobile quarterbacks in that draft. I mean, you had a chance to get Fields. Why didn't you get him?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Fields went all the way down to Chicago at number 8, right?
Yeah, I think Falcons picking what, 5, 4 or 5, one of those. They had a chance to get him. They didn't get him. I mean,
I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I guess not. So I guess they may have. Tony, you know what? Tony, I shed some light on that. I remember we talked about that. You guys wanted Kyle Pitts as bad as I wanted him to begin with. Jersey, I saw Pitts on one side. I seen George in the slot. I said, oh my God. What are they gonna do? What is the defense gonna do? There's nothing they can do. I got Debo over here on the edge. Oh my goodness.
According to some of these fans, Jimmy can't pass a ball 10 yards or further.
Forget about that. You know, it's so funny because the thing is, also, what's his name from Lee, the New Zealand? He said the same thing. He says, you know, if the 49ers aren't going to trade up, because we were talking about if the 49ers trading up for a quarterback, well, if they're going to trade up, it's not going to help Jimmy for them to do anything but get a stud offensive personnel of some kind. I says, yeah, that's right, huh? That's when I was in denial. I didn't know the 49ers were actually going to do this. And they went right up to number 3 and got a quarterback. I said, God, we could have got more weapons. You got me a rookie quarterback. You gave up 2 first-round draft picks and we gave up another first-round draft pick for the next 2 years. Are you serious? Oh, I was livid.
Well, like I said, it's like the only argument that I can't give the opposition is that Jimmy can't stay on the field. And sure enough, this year he proved it again. He couldn't stay on the field. But again, like I wrote earlier, everyone was yapping about him getting hurt, yet Trey got hurt his first game. So be consistent, y'all. Seriously. I mean,
there's no escape.
I'm glad that we have, even if Trey starts QB1, which I think he will, even if Jimmy stays, that is a solid backup. Come on, what's wrong with y'all?
You know what? As long as he gets through camp without getting hurt, the 49ers do not want him getting hurt. But I'm convinced if he doesn't leave after he gets that physical, I'm convinced that Kyle is uncomfortable. He wants to be able to go in his back pocket if he has to. The 49ers cannot get their ass kicked this year because of bad offense. If they lose, it better be for every reason but a bad offensive attack, you know? So Kyle's going to keep Jimmy around.
If you look at
everybody knows, no matter what anybody thinks about Jimmy, the offense works with him. We don't score 50 points a game, but how many teams do?
Yeah. Somebody said earlier that Kyle makes all these quarterbacks good. Stop it. Okay, Hoyer literally won 0 games for us. Beathard was trash. Mullins was trash. You guys completely say that Jimmy is a non-factor, yet when he's not on the field, we still lose games. Well, it's not the quarterback. Well, you just said it wasn't the quarterback. What the fuck? Anyway, well, if Trey does good and then goes down with no backup, we start losing.
Oh,
Same thing with Jimmy. So
don't even speak it into. Don't talk about it. It could speak it into existence. I really. Well, we got to wait to see what happens next. Oh God! Hey, JJ,
I hope he's a Russell Wilson, really.
Oh, or Mahomes, even better. All right.
Now, Russell doesn't get hurt. Well, so does.
Oh wait, you're right.
Mahomes don't either. I guess.
No, Mahomes gets hurt. He gets hurt a lot, actually. But he keeps
Russell
playing.
is like indestructible.
I know, man. The guy's scary. Anyway,
right.
JJ, I'll be back Friday. For you. I know I'm going to see you in the chat anyway, and we already know who you are, and those donations. I'm sorry, Barack jersey.
It's the only way I get it out there. Yeah, Rudy, you keep blowing them Rams. Niner by nature, you keep blowing Trey. You're a hoe. I said it. You're a hoe.
Jersey, I'll see you. See you Friday. Good night, fam. Hey, say hello to those twins. They must be up and running around doing crazy things by now.
Yeah, they're giving all them Rams a finger, too.
Not Jersey.
All right, Rob, that's horrible.
Good night. One thing about preseason, it's always full of laughs. I tell you. Fun. Guys, where's my likes? I don't see any likes. Thank you to those 100 people. And that's your contribution tonight, fam. Always appreciate it. Please subscribe so we can get ready to have more fun. We can find you. Have a great night. I'll see you Friday.